I'm Ryan, the GM. This is the first time I'm ever doing an RP live on Twitch, so this is going to be super fun and awkward for me. It's the 26th of June 2020, and here are the players.
Hello, I'm Adrienne, and I play Arya Bluebird, the half-elf druid.
Hello, I'm Shaan, and I play Bastiel, the Warforged cleric.
Hey, I am Scott. I'm playing Crumbar, who is a half-orc paladin.
Hi, I'm Sophie. I play Kitlith Anastasia, a wood elf rogue.
Perfect. And for all those wonderful viewers, we are in the market for potentially 2 other people. Please come join the madness. Right, what do people remember from last time?
Well,
Right.
we've got the Dwarven King's crown.
Yeah, you
I
do.
mean, the first half was a little hazy to me.
Really?
You were in the corner knitting.
Yep.
Yes, I got right into the knits.
No, man. Why?
Oh, yeah, that's now out there forever.
Nope. Yeah, remember I can't do any editing now. I can't just restart our stream and all that. This is us. We're live.
And you willingly have me here.
Well, before we could edit stuff.
Nah, yes, stuck with me.
There was something to do with the Mistress of the Flame.
Yeah.
That kind of ended on a bit of a cliffhanger with the Mistress of the Flame, but I think the major before that we were kind of just talking about where to go next to gather up more items. So I think we decided that we're going to go and see the Elfie people.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a plan.
And then Adri was like, "Yo, plant magic. Yo, I'm getting talked to by a plant or something." I can't remember who it was that was talking to her, but somebody called her Mistress of the Flame, and then we're all like, "Oh, MFG, what?"
I mean, it's not exactly unaccurate, right? Oh dear.
You know how there's those channels?
Mm-hmm. I'm familiar somewhat. Is that it?
You know how there's those channels where they give you a bad synopsis of something that is kind of correct, but at the same time you're like, what?
Yeah.
Kind of like it, but you're like, but what?
It's almost like those.
That's
See, to describe a
that's
movie
got-
you
but I
love
love
badly,
it to bits.
like that. Those
I
things.
mean,
Yeah.
I love it to bits, but
Uh,
yeah.
it made
So-
sense in my brain.
Okay. Does anybody remember
Alright,
anything
so-
else?
Yeah, we basically we came up with a plan to share with Dondrabella as to what we were going to do next. And as we did that, the Dwarven King showed up. We convinced him to give us his crown to help us make a treaty with the other kingdoms. And we acquired Dondrabella as a party member.
Such a weird
That's gonna be
phrase.
so good.
And Arya made good on her deal with helping the king find a sustainable food source for the dwarves with magic. And we ended on a cliffhanger
Yeah, we did.
with that triggering some sort of magical.
Basically, I could feel some sort of additional sort of magic that I could put into this, like essentially coming from the soil itself, or at least that's kind of how the player perceived it. And as I used that sort of magic to make the soil better and make the plants grow and everything, I suddenly hear the voice of that weird thing that got into my bow, that made my bow now the flaming funky bow thing. But yeah,
It was
that
fire,
was
right? The magma.
the fire spirit.
Yeah, so like when...
Well, I'd call it a fire spirit in my head, but I don't know exactly what it is.
So yeah, like when you were trying to do your ritual, your plant growth ritual for the kind of underground cavern for the Dwarf King, you reached out to the High Druid's magical power source that you were connected to, and you could feel something much stronger, closer, being like the elemental source of the volcano where the dwarves live. And you had the option to tap into that power to help boost your spell, and indeed you did. And then the cliffhanger at the end was, "Hello, mistress," as our little callback to the Mistress of the Flame references we had way earlier in the game. Feels weird kind of half expositioning some things though for people that seem to be trying to watch 53 sessions in, you know. It's kind of bizarre. Likewise, now that we have apparently a live chat, people have questions for our cast members, you know, why the hell not? But yes, so I know, right? No pressure, guys.
So good.
Goals, though. Goals. Let's have a review of what we have for goals. So, currently, we've got find the White Dragon, investigate who or what the Mistress of the Flame is, gain an audience with the Elf Queen, get the dwarves to help the Citadel, and 1 blank slot for goals. So.
Well, sorry, yawning and trying to talk at the same time doesn't. Human.
The trick would be mute, yawn, unmute, talk. Standard.
Sneeze.
Yeah. Fall over.
Well, what I'm trying to work out for a goal reason is, see, when we go to the Citadel, will they just let us use the portal to the Elf Queen? Or is that something we'll need to convince them to let us use?
Don't know. Why don't you go to the Citadel and ask them?
Yeah, so basically the kind of goal I was gonna the goal I was gonna suggest is convince the Citadel to let us use their teleportation dealies.
So,
but I don't know if that's like an autocomplete where we just show up and like, hey, can we use this? Yep, there you go.
I think so.
We do actually have a step-by-step plan, so we could just do the next thing in that.
What is the next step then?
Next step would be
getting there.
I guess.
Yeah. So we need to get to the Citadel and then teleport a hub, and then get to the Elven Queen.
Right. Okay. And do you remember how to get to the Elven Queen?
Yes, we have to get to that first hub, and then walk from there.
Yes, it's the city of High Rock. There's a Golden Order Paladin Hall there, and likely it's also like shut up, closed, and abandoned for now because all the paladins are, as I said, at the abyss. But yeah, that's the most likely place. Like to get you closest to the Elf Queen at least.
So what if we put set out?
So where would that be? Where would that be on the map?
Where would what would it be? What
High
part?
Rock.
Right. So High Rock is. Let me just point to it on the map. There.
There, right, and then.
Yep.
The Elf Queen would be somewhere in the fort.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So
we could just put set out foot on the walk bit.
I mean, once we get the High Rock, it could be a case of just.
I don't see it being difficult use getting to High Rock, considering you were able to use the Citadel connection to the Order Hall that was in Glitterhagen, right?
So once we get to High Rock, we can maybe make it be something like travel, explore the forest safely.
Yeah, navigate through the forest.
Yeah, I mean you do have literally the one thing you need for that, being an elf in your party.
I mean, it does help.
Not that we're calling out Kitlith or anything, but yeah, we definitely do have one of those, you know.
Is it a given that this is like a really dangerous forest?
Yes, it's not uncommon that people have gone missing.
Okay.
and never returned from the Queen's Wood.
Alright, so that's a serious challenge then, right? Get through the forest.
If you're not an elf,
So-
yes, but if you have an elf, no.
Oh, then it's okay, cool.
So the Elf Queen obviously being mystically connected to all the other elves out there, every single one of them.
Yeah.
If she doesn't like you, you'll never find your way to her, and you'll just be lost forever in the woods. So long as Kitlith isn't hiding the fact that she's pissed off the Elf Queen, we're all good. You know?
Kitty, have you secretly pissed off the Elf Queen?
I guess we'll find out if we get lost in the forest.
And then it
Doobies.
literally will just be like, session 54. Next week, session 54. Next week, session 54. It just constantly repeats itself.
Day 48 in the Lost Forest.
It ticks down.
That was the worst accent ever. That is now on the
It's-
internet forever. Well done.
Oh, it's so good though. Right, so you're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to make an NPC with that accent as well. Just FYI, Sophie.
Oh God.
It's now a new thing.
I ain't voicing it though.
Oh dear. I don't know if I can do that voice, sadly. It's maybe beyond me as well. Much like how the dwarves need never be voiced by me ever again.
Yeah.
Definitely not now that we're live. Even though there's just
Pressure
like,
on that one.
yeah, I'm sure you will. Take 100 damage. Right. So as for goal number 5, then what are you typing in? What's the plan? What are you slotting into that? I'm assuming you don't want to change the rest, which is, find the White Dragon, investigate the Mistress of the Flame, get the audience with the Elf Queen. Because finding her court is obviously, it's called the Court of the Stars, and finding that is difficult if you're, out of favour or not an elf, but in theory, you should be able to manage that. It just might take a bit of time.
So shall we say successfully find the Court of the Stars?
I don't know. It's sounding like it's going to be really easy, so we could dial up a tiny bit more to successfully convince Elven Queen to help us.
Yeah,
I mean, those are two different goals, though.
I was going to say, they are different goals. I would say that one is probably more in line with what I would see
Goalie?
as a goal. Yeah, and it's the second one, because it is kind of
Yeah,
what you're
okay.
trying to do, right?
Yeah.
Because
I'm
it's
just
like,
trying to milk
get her
it.
to
I'm
actually
just
talk
trying
to you
milk it
is
for
one
XP.
thing, right? That's horrible. Trying to actually get an audience with her might not be a thing, right? She's a busy elf queen. But then, at the same
Yeah.
time, actually then getting her to side with you is a different matter altogether, given what's happened with the Dwarf King.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I'm happy with that. If somebody wants to type that into goal number 5, and we'll get started.
Shaan, do you want to do that?
Hold on.
I was going to suggest one other thing. Find the White Dragon. Can't see us doing that anytime soon. So what I was going to suggest was repair the relationship between Kitty and her parents.
Wow. Let's
What?
get some Kitty input into that particular goal, shall we?
I mean, I don't feel like it's going to be much of a goal.
Whoops. Name type. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She's a runaway for a reason, you know.
Just wanted to be myself. Didn't want to go in the family business.
I'm gonna make your dresses. It was just an idea, just to kind of be like,
It's okay.
Hey.
It was an idea. Yeah, it's fine. You
I
kind
can
of
see
you
myself there.
kind of have like an ongoing goal, right? So find the white is part of the appease the white with this new UN style gift, right?
Mm-hmm.
This multi-nation nodding towards the white and the dragons in general. So, I mean, finding the white, yeah, sure, that is a big deal in that, but why don't you have, gain a token from, gain a token worthy of the white, maybe?
Yeah.
From the queen.
Well, that
yes.
would be the wording to the goal that you're trying to put into 5, right?
mhm.
Because really that's what you're trying to do.
Change the
Golf.
word systems to cooperation.
So, I'll park number 1 and now down
Mm-hmm.
in Bastiel's one.
I
Yeah,
also,
that's me.
do all of you want to just say
Right.
hello in the chat in Twitch for me?
Yeah, 2 seconds. I will.
Because annoyingly,
Okay.
I need to get 5 people to talk at the same time. Yay.
Gain a token. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da.
Look at this, interacting with our audience and ourselves mostly.
I am a.
Everybody starts somewhere, you know. We just
I am a person.
I mean, yeah, I'll give you that much, yeah. It's fair.
You do set yourself up for these things, though.
Meow.
What's that eerie sound? Oh, right.
It's my mum.
Yep. Was that Wednesday I made that joke? I think. Yeah.
It was either Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was so dumb, right? It was just.
Man,
I think it was Thursday actually. It was.
you take up 3/7 of my week now.
I mean, you're welcome.
Just kiss.
Just
No, I just realised that. I'm like,
Sha-la-la-la-la, don't be shy. You're gonna make Scott's mum cry. Go on
My
and
mum's
kiss her son. Yeah, here we are. This is that top quality D&D content people are coming for, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Okay, goal down.
Yep. So we successfully acquire Elf Queen's cooperation. Yeah, I think that seems fair.
Yep.
yeah,
So
we
I was
let
gonna say
her know
5
we
and
had-
1 are the same goal, by the way. That was the point I made earlier. So you put gain a token from the Elf Queen for the white. That's why you are going to like.
Right,
there.
okay.
Unless you also want
I
her to
see.
send stuff to the abyss, because you could reward
I would-
5. No, so bring
Be
back goal
helpful.
1. Goal 1's still valid. 'Cause
brought it
that's
back.
what. But goal 5 is maybe about the abyss. If you wanted that to be about her sending You know.
Ooh.
any kind of help to the abyss.
I mean,
Keep in mind, there's no
That
elf.
would be
There's
good.
no standing elf army though, so
Hmm.
or sitting elf army
Tricky.
before the jokes come in.
could you send a tree? Like,
Could she send a treat? I don't know. Maybe you should go ask her.
Oh my god. They're gonna like cooperate with the dwarf.
I genuinely thought I misheard you there, honestly. I was like, no, can't been 3, and then Ryan goes, oh, okay, then that was 3 there, okay.
chances are, if you think you've misheard me, you're wrong. I am that stupid.
Right. What else? What else? Anything else? Or are we happy with those? Because I feel like gold 5 and 3-worded.
I think we're happy with those. Well,
Mhm.
I mean, because we could also just ask the Elven Queen to do something about all the other shit going in the world while we're here, in addition to this.
Yeah, but what
Yeah,
do you want
still gold.
rewarded for? That's my point.
Everything.
Right. Okay.
Maybe we could ask her to like help the dwarves with fending off the dragons. They're wide open, or something like
See,
that.
I'd say send them to the abyss.
Well, the dwarves.
But no, the
Everybody.
elf.
Just get
Yeah,
everybody in the
everybody.
abyss. Big
Everybody
party
just-
in the abyss. You know.
We'll see you there.
Bring your own booze.
For some reason, I've got the Wizard of Oz song in my head, you
Yeah,
know.
so every day,
to
let's
see
just
the wizard.
move every day to the abyss. Yeah, get the wizard involved as well. But yeah, so goal 5 is still too vague, buddies. Successfully acquire Elf Queen's Corporation. Yeah, for what? Because you've already covered that initial concept with gain a token from the Elf Queen for the white.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
So we don't get experience for that, right? Like, I think we want to turn that into an experience milestone, getting that fragment from, rather than getting the experience after like 15 different fragments at the very end.
That's why it's a goal
No,
one,
but
because she's going to give, like, you want something to signify her participation in this, grander
no,
gift.
so we'll get.
So you'll get XP
so
if
we'll
she
get-
gives you something, yeah. Much like how the Dwarf King, gave you a token, but you didn't have, that as a, like a goal.
Mm.
Yeah.
Who currently has that in their inventory?
Shaan? Yeah, or should I say Bastiel?
Uh-huh.
Bastiel.
I went and got a special box made for it, little vault.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Your armored
Just
luggage.
work out.
Yeah. So, what about?
What
what if,
about?
we could actually approach Kitty's family with gifts instead of trying to hide from them. We could just try and win them over. You know what I'm saying?
Oh god.
I do just love the concept of
How
that, though.
about we just put the last goal to be get the queen to contribute to the effort in keeping the hellholds controlled?
Okay.
Yeah, I like
She
that.
might send maybe not elves, she might have something else that's in her.
Like trees.
Plug
I
them
was
up.
about to say
Plug them up.
treants, I think they're called. I don't know. I don't know, what do you think about that?
Yeah,
I like
I like
That's
that.
a cool one. It would be nice to get another thing out of her other than just this fragment for the pact while we're here. So, yeah.
So we've got get queen to contribute to efforts in keeping hellholes controlled. Interesting. So what hellholes need controlled?
Like, as we become aware of them.
Can you see now why it's
'Cause I know
maybe
they
badly
keep
worded?
popping up.
Because you just haven't come across it anymore.
Oh,
It's not to say there aren't
That's
some
true.
out there, but you just don't know of any active ones, do you, currently?
What about just saying keeping? What about
I
just
will
making it
remove
the
the
abyss?
S.
I mean, there is only just the Abyssal Breach currently, as far as users are aware. You know?
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
That's true.
So just want to call it the abyss rather than the hellhole.
because I don't know if you will ever be able to get that goal complete if you don't know where to send her, right? Make sense? I think it makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
What else do we need? I like the idea of getting the elves to assist the dwarves with their, they're kind of hobos now. They're a hobo species.
I don't know if that's true. Like, I don't know if I would call them that. I feel like they still
I kind
have
of picture them.
two mighty cities, right? They still have
Yeah, but
Forge
it's
and
like
Anvil.
the classic footage on the polar bear floating on the little block of ice. It's like the dragons are the ocean underneath them, and they're the polar bears on the ice. You know?
Wow.
Also, thank
Okay,
you,
so
Caraxes.
you don't speak in the Queen's presence.
Right?
Ah,
Queenie, I know how all the elves are kind of like hobos as well. So, if you could maybe team up with the dwarven hobos, you could make some kind of hobo union. Is that what we're saying? Yeah?
Evolution.
Yeah.
That is
no, I
exactly
think
what she
Shaan
said.
just wants to recreate that moment in The Lord of the Rings where he's like, oh, I never thought I'd be fighting beside an elf. He just wants to recreate that.
Yeah.
But is this just like the Big Brother style suit of armour hugging an elf and a dwarf on the battlefield? Being like, never thought I'd fight side by side by you guys. And you're like, what are you? Because you're a big warforge. Yeah.
Hunters.
I mean, these things happen, sadly. Right, so does somebody want to rephrase goal 5 then and put, like, get the queen to help the abyss in some way, I guess, is what you're really after.
Age of efforts against the abyss.
Yeah. I think that's fair. Because then, even if she gives you a pen, to take notes at the abyss, at least that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free XP.
I mean, free pen. Like,
Also, what's a pen?
Something, pen is mightier than the sword, something.
Yeah, I love how
Oh.
that is, I think, pretty much the whole phrase, right?
Literally that, including the something somethings.
It's a well documented phrase, carved by
And
swords
if it's-
across the
if it-
world.
Oh, they used pens because they were mightier.
No. The pens were all in use by mighty people. They needed to write with swords after a time. Right, goal 5. Successfully acquire Elf Queen's aid with the Abyss problem. Excellent. We finally got somewhere with that.
Wait.
Yay. Right, any updates on the old Crumbar's wish ideas page? I think we're good as is. Yep, good.
Oh, I'm so annoyed. Like I thought of one earlier, and
Did it come
like,
to you in a
earlier
dream?
in the week?
And then you forgot it in another dream?
I literally forgot it, and I'm
Shit.
so annoyed. It'll come back to me though.
Yeah.
Give me wish
Um,
balls. Use it. Use it on anything. I just want to see a wish.
Right. And
Fine,
then-
I will turn you into Benjamin.
It's when we-
Down with that.
No, I like the idea that what happens is he says, okay, fine, turn Bastiel into Benjamin, and then the only thing that happens is you go by the name Benjamin from now on.
Yeah, I'm a human.
Yeah.
I'm just like a regular dude.
No, you're still
No
you're
skills.
you're still just a warforged. Nothing changed other than just everybody knew
My
you as
name.
Benjamin. Yeah. This is the downside of very crazy wishes that way. Remember, Scott, I'm going to remind you here, right? So, Crumbar can wish for any other spell from any source that's level 8 or lower.
Okay. Okay, can I just say something?
I mean,
There is a spell. I don't know if it's level 9, but you can teleport any being you know of to any location you know of. And I'm
Right.
saying Engine of Destruction right into the abyss.
I think you're thinking of Gate, and
Yeah.
it is level 9.
Shit!
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
obviously it's got to be level 9,
God
right?
damn it!
Because it's a crazy spell. I'll
Um,
pop that in chat though, so people can have a read at it though. Gate. Level 9, I'll just...
I love that. That's like my favourite. I love
It's such a ridiculous spell, isn't it? I'll just badly copy-paste everything in, I think. There we go. Copy-paste into chat. No formatting. Enjoy your wall of text.
Where does it tell you what the spell level is?
So it's on the actual, like if you type in our, compendium,
Compendium
and
gate.
you can go to Gate. In fact, I don't know why I didn't just do that on the stream. That would have been a more sensible
it. We are all watching.
thing to do. Like
So there's gate.
if I just scroll down to
Um,
that text there. Let me
Oh,
just
wait a minute. Where's the level?
look at the stream, Scott.
I'm looking at it. So you can't. 9th level conjurings, but yeah, it'll be that bit again.
God damn it!
Yeah,
I can do no things. Yay.
it's a powerful spell, sadly, and I think you can only. I think it's level 17 players get access to that level of magic. Whereas, to kind of compare, right? So Wish, right? Just for those wondering what Scott's got access to right now, let's just make this big enough for everybody to see. I looked at the gate just now. There, Wish, 9th level conjuration. Self-instantaneous, you just need to be able to speak it. And then it's all of that. It's a lot.
God damn.
Yeah.
I'm
But
literally just scrolling down the spell list now, and I just came across Circle of Death, which sounds insane.
Yeah, just Crumbar doing all the circle shit.
And yeah, this is what you've got
All
access
the
to, buddy.
circles.
This is the Wish lets you recreate any spell of level 8 or lower. And there's no
Finger of
manipulation to that. There's no manipulation to that. It's only if you start to use the secondary features, from this point on, is when it goes a bit wild. Crumbar gone wild,
Yay.
So, I'm going to just close this now and go back to our lives as we know it. Right. So, Everybody ready to maybe do some roleplay this far into our game? Yeah, only half an hour in. We're doing well, actually, for time.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, that thing we're here to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
Please.
So, we finished up on the shot of Arya sitting there in the dark with these two kind of attendants next to her, like with their staffs of anti-magic blocking the darkness spells around her in these massive growth chambers for the dwarven kind of food, and her eyes all kind of leaking fire, herself wreathed in flame as she sat there giving off light and like heat herself, and this voice speaking to her, "Hello, mistress." And then we obviously don't go back there because that would be too exciting, and we go to wherever the group are. So where's everybody else?
I hate you.
I think we're all having our long rest now, right? We all did our thing. And now we're waiting on Arya to get back. I think that's where we left off.
I mean, it can be. Does anybody else have anywhere else they'd rather be? Because I think you were just getting your stuff ready, really. Right? You were kind of packing up, really.
Yeah, I just know I went to make that box and the custom lock.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually trying to think. I can't actually think of anything that I really need.
Yeah, to do in the forge.
Yeah.
I guess
I mean, a long rest would be nice.
Plus, it depends how long Arya is willing to spend, because remember, it's 8 hours a pop every time she wants to do that. That kind of ritual. Or just spell, I guess.
I mean, I doubt we can convince the Dwarf King to help the Abyss, actually, anymore.
I think we've got plenty out of him.
You're currently got his crown stowed away in your backpack, so yeah.
He's literally no longer a king for us.
Like, where is he?
Yeah, no, I'm just I'm looking at the goals page and I just realised number 4 and get the dwarves to help the Citadel. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm
thinking that we'll double back after the dragon for that.
Yeah, that's true.
Must be
Who-
a
who-
long way away.
Who knows? Maybe our newfound companion in Dondrobella can help
Yeah.
the Citadel somehow.
Yeah, she could be like their ambassador for that goal.
Yeah, also just so people remember, there's our wonderful Lord and Saviour that he is, King Donar Petrovengus, on his once glorious, now shattered throne. His amazing crown tossed aside, you know.
The headband.
The joys. He is glorious.
There's a chair there that doesn't really seem to exist anymore, though.
Yeah, that was all mentioned. Once glorious, now shattered. It's all covered. See? See?
Keep up.
Yes, Scott. Right, so something you will notice is the lack of reach. Oh, like he was with you, and now he is no longer.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'd mention that. And look, has anyone seen Reach?
What's the last thing he said? He said something to the king. No, I've been a bit busy myself, and I've flashed the reinforced box. Check it out.
I go up and take it in my hand and try and crush it.
Oh my god.
I mean, yeah,
Typical.
why not? Why don't you give me an athletics?
Complex move.
Athletics?
Oh yeah.
Whoppa!
Oh well, yeah, the box has done defeated you, Crumbar.
I'll be like, that's a good strong box. Then pass it back. They're like, yeah, crown should be safe in there.
Yeah, like kind of throw it up and down like a toddler.
The crown or the
The whole box.
the box? Do you want to give me an
Yeah,
athletics
'cause
check?
Okay.
This is where you're going to drop it and break the crown.
It's kind of a natural one, isn't it?
Show yourself.
Oofed.
Oh!
Also, why do you still have that toggled?
Oh.
Do you need me to untoggle it? Is this the level we're at where you can't untoggle your own stuff?
I mean, it would be nice.
Okay.
There we
okay.
go, untoggled.
There we go. It would be nice. Fuck off. But yeah, like a 20 is damn impressive, buddy. As you like, child's play, as you were hinting at. Yes.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say reach. Look around. No Arya. Kitty? Is there a kitty in the room?
I'm just waiting on the stealth check coming up. She's being tentatively careful with her audio, given her neighbour's musical choices that she doesn't want to demonetize her D&D video for.
Oh, genius.
Where should that be?
Okay, she is in the room.
Type in row 20. I think that would probably be best.
Yeah. Roll20 or Twitch. I think the less we rely on Discord for everything but voices, we should be fine. But yeah, so what is the plan then? Where he's heading? Back to the room who's have been assigned in the Forge, or back to look for Arya, or on the hunt for like missing Reach?
I want a nap. I would assume that we are all tired, and that maybe Reaches just went to sleep because we all need sleep. So yeah, I'm gonna go have a long rest.
I think we're all under the assumption that we split up to come back here and have a long rest at the end of the day after we're done preparing to set out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think
yeah.
as per Kitty's chat, she was saying that she was going to go check on Arya.
So yeah, good plan. So what? Crumbar, Bastiel go for what if Crumbar and Bastiel go for sleeps and you go check on Arya?
Yeah.
But yeah, sleeps seem good. Sleeps do seem good.
I mean, keep in mind, you will have a bunch of hours to kill, because obviously Arya's ritual did take 8, right?
Yeah.
So you could all have went and slept for 8 hours if you all want to have done that, because I feel like that syncs you back up to the same timelines again. So we're not splitting them.
Let's do a sleep.
Yeah. So that would be Bastiel, Kitlith, and Crumbar all get the benefits of a long rest. Arya was too busy channeling the power of a volcano to bring life and rejuvenation and nutrients into the potential growing fields for all the food for the dwarves for 8 hours. So yeah, so assuming he's evolved.
Sleep anyway, right?
But we're back to the same question that now you're like, we can assume you have done that, right? He's went for a sleep. There's still no Reach, and still no Arya.
Oh, kind of Crumbar wakes up and he's all groggily, grumbly, and So it's still just us three, I see. Should we go?
Better than I. Where do you think he is?
Honestly, that man could be anywhere.
Sounds like Reach. Flashback of dying 500 miles from the party.
But
Poor Reach.
Oh.
I'm right in saying Arya is helping the dwarfs, so we should probably go check on her first.
Yeah, why not? We owe it to the king. Maybe we can help with that little project.
I just kind of laugh laugh. I'm like, yes, because I know gardening.
Mhm. So is that the plan then? Go try and find Arya?
Yeah.
Yep.
Kitty coming.
Please stand by for the check on Kitty. Yep, excellent.
Yay!
So, yeah, I use head to where though? Where are yous going? Because remember, none of yous were shown where these rooms, these big huge
Yeah.
chambers were.
Probably the like the main concierge or whatever, like his main whoever's stationed outside of the throne room, probably, right?
I mean,
guess they'd know where.
you could head up there if you wanted, yeah? To the throne room if you
What
want.
do you guys think? Yeah, okay, let's do that.
Yeah, I was going to say, such good feedback from your teammates, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just going along with it because I mean, we don't actually know the exact location of where she is, so.
We don't know anyone. Yeah.
Well, we've got Dondrabella, so she can help.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's no Dondrabella. And he's no the king. So, I mean, that's at least two
Oh,
people,
that's true.
right?
Yeah, what about that? Why don't we ask King? We're taking our druid.
Yeah,
Like he's gonna be hanging around casually.
I mean, yeah, that's true. We should be able to find someone who can just direct us to them.
Alright, off we go.
To the
Let's run.
library!
Oh. Okay.
I mean, there were
Just
people
go-
stationed outside your door, you could go just ask them to take you to somebody.
Oh, I mean, or that.
Yeah.
Bastiel, you want to lead this one then, bud?
Sure.
It's like he's led the game so far, yeah. This is the Bastiel heavy, session 53, I guess.
I did a bit earlier.
Okay. I assume Dondravel actually doesn't really know too much about anything, really. But other than like dragons and very specific actually academic pursuits. So I'm gonna assume she doesn't know. And I will ask the guy stationed with us. Where can we find the king?
So you head outside and the like a dwarven kind of guards, as it were, that are outside kind of like turn around and look up at you, and they say, "King's in his throne room."
Ah. Wonder what he's sitting on. Off we go.
There's just a look
Oof.
from the guard that he is definitely not impressed with what you've just said.
I mean,
yeah.
even Crumbar would like be like, "Wow,
What?
that was."
It's
that
when
was
it's when
fast."
Bastiel turns around and the entire party are wearing too soon t-shirts.
Very right. Yeah, I mean, I have -2 charisma. I give a shit. This guy has to say. Off we go.
Yeah, get the dwarves to help the citadel. Fuck you guys and fuck your king. Well done. Such diplomacy.
It's almost like he's he's been given the crown and he's like Bastiel is a free warforged. So
Yeah.
fuck
I'm
you all.
the king now.
Bastiel's like, such a small, simple thing to try on. Slowly puts the crown to his head. The Lord of the Rings music starts to swell. Oh dear. I would use it for the good of God, I mean the dwarves.
Look at me, I am the dwarf king now.
Yes, indeed. Anyway, quoting Lord of the Rings aside. Yeah, so do you ask to be taken to the throne room? Do you want to go to the library?
I'd say go see the dwarf king. I always just said I'd say go see the dwarf.
Go see the dwarf, the singular dwarf in Forge. Yep. Turns out it was all the same person,
Yeah,
just with a crazy disguise
One
self
dwarf.
spell. Yep. I mean, I've seen weirder things happen. So yeah, you just get escorted all the way back through Forge and all those wonderful streets with lava flows and such. If we go back to the beautiful image that we stole from that game, Prince of Persia. And then
30-minute walk, right?
I think, yeah, give or take.
Long.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, yous arrive back up at the gates. Let's move us there. Oh, Reach, you're not there. Cheeky Reach. Look at him, thinking he was still with us.
Oh.
Yeah, when we get to the gates of the throne room, there is obviously like a fairly high guard quota, as it were. And also, hello Robbie, thanks for joining us in chat. Everybody feel free to say hi to Robbie, everybody. So we can again try and get these five people chatting. I mean in chat. Perfect, thank you.
Oh.
Amazing.
Right. Same guards as usual. Have they seen us a million times now?
Dunno, roll perception. I'll answer that.
Where are you?
Dunno. It's an ironic thing you couldn't find perception. I don't think you can tell if it's the same dwarves or not, sadly.
What, all dwarves just look alike?
No, not at all. It's more just he can't tell the difference, possibly because they're all in armor, you know?
All living things look the same.
Wow. Do you count as a living thing? You count as it too. Yeah, you do. That's why healing magic works on you as well, even though you're like a construct. Yeah, 5th Ed tried to make it a lot simpler for us, you know. Also, I don't know why that's Arya, not Kitty, on that picture as well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's a bit confused, I have to say.
Let's just do the old switcheroo. What? Don't know what you're talking about. Yup, it was always Kitty all along. I guess for those at home as well, I guess I'll zoom in on all them.
That is such awesome art.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't see half of that all this time.
And then Bastiel.
Who's that specimen?
And then
This
Crumbar.
guise herself as me, let's admit it. Like,
Yeah.
she did it
Yeah. Yeah, so you're outside, there's a whole whack of guards, way more than normal. Yeah, so you can't get anywhere near the doors of the throne room.
Yeah, look down. I'm sure you know what we're here for by now.
And then you hear the dwarf clear his throat and he's like, the king's indisposed. I'll have to wait.
I would just kind of butt in and be like, is he not in the throne room then?
The other dwarf next to him, like, it's not a snigger as such, right? But it's, you know, maybe it could have been if it was given life. And he after makes that noise, it sounds like he's about to burst out laughing. Says, he is currently with someone, is what he meant by. And kind of looks to like the dwarf next to him and looks back to you, like Crumbar. Like, you know, like in a meeting.
Yes, meeting. Then perhaps you can tell us where our friend is.
He blinks. He says, friend?
What is this concept you speak of?
It's like, what is friendship? Her
You
name
break
is
all of the
Arya
dwarven culture with one word.
Her name is Arya Bluebird. She went off to help your king with something. We're trying to find her now.
Yes, she was taken to the growing chambers below. you need permission from the king to be taken there. If you wish to wait,
Don't make me play the crown card, son.
how well do you think that would go over though, right? Let's just think about that for a second. But you pull out the crown and it just looks like you've stole it.
Yeah, I killed him.
Again.
Look, I am your king now.
Your king dies too easily. How about somebody made of tougher stuff, you know? Clank, clank on your chest plate. I've heard of worse things.
Right.
I've heard of better things as well right now. I mean, you literally could just wait on him.
What? Okay, well, how about we go look for Reach since Arya's, that's off the table. So we can just spend the time waiting for him looking for Reach.
Yeah, do that.
Alright. Well, have you seen a monk anywhere? Ah, monk. Reach. He's about yay big. And I'll describe Reach the...
Yeah, and the guard says, unfortunately not seen MD have been stationed here. And he looks at the small group of you and goes, people yous arrived with were supposed to stay together, barring the exception of this Miss Bluebird person. And he's kind of like, putting the thoughts together, like, he obviously doesn't know everything, right? Let's face it.
Yeah, okay. I can give this guy to make his day easier.
The crown. Promotion.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
I don't know. I can go.
I think the crown's going to be like your torturous item compared to the wish spell for Scott, quite frankly. Just the way it's already going.
So much power. Okay. Well, he doesn't know where Reach is. Where would we look? I'm going to consult Kitty and Crumbar, because they know him more than I do. Where would he be?
Guess check with Dondra Bell in the library.
Yep.
Oh, he does like a book.
Yeah, so you only head that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we can screen wipe to you guys being or I guess I should say montage you guys just walking and wandering towards the library itself.
They watch.
Yeah, right. It's that lineup.
Let's wanna wait and see what Kitty's saying.
Lava flow, swept hair, etc. It's not quite wind-swept hair, but I'm working with what I got in a tunnel.
Layers of metal curling off of my scalp.
Yeah.
Peeling away.
Every day slightly wavier in the heat blur. And then you've got Arya in one of the big growing tubers. So, can you give me a Constitution saving throw, please, Arya Bluebird?
You're trying to see how much I freak out, right?
Not so much freak out as, So, the power that just surged through you during the kind of the peak of the spell itself, the climax of the spell, definitely shook you to your core, to the point where, had that went worse, that Constitution save, you maybe don't necessarily know if you'd have been altogether still you, physically.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. So you managed to hold it together, and you're still giving off light and heat, and you're still wreathed in flame. Your eyes are still, obviously how you tell this I don't know, but the audience can see it. Eyes are still billowing flame out. And the two guys that were standing next to you have just bolted.
I mean, quite appropriate for the weather we've been having, right?
Your surroundings are now more akin to a really overgrown jungle.
Okay.
But you're still in the dark. You are the light source. currently.
So I'm essentially a red firefly.
Yeah, like but the size of a person in a jungle
Yeah.
that was once a barren cave. Yep.
Kafka's.
What's the thoughts?
Or are they not here yet?
Who? You're alone.
Oh. I wasn't sure if they made their way towards me.
They
Never
had no
mind.
plans getting to you.
Yeah.
They gave up on
Yeah,
that 2 moments
go on.
ago.
Yeah. I will. Since I already freaked everybody out, in Inferno, I'll ask. What is your name?
There's a no reply.
It's fine. That's not gonna derail me, because I'm a stubborn one. I'll be like, "Who are you?" And again, I'm assuming no reply, but she'll just get very frustrated, basically.
Yeah, there's just kind of like
Like,
you
full
screaming
of
in
questions.
Infernal, like to this big now, cave full of jungle life, right? In terms of how
I'm
overgrown.
not exactly screaming. I'm kind of just being like, when somebody's exasperated and they know somebody's like right next to them. Like,
Yeah.
I'm assuming that to me, this being is very much present there, as if it was like at the tip of my fingertips, and then I just can't.
I mean,
grasp
there's
it, I
no
can't
other
reach it,
presence.
I can't define it, right?
There is no other presence. You're alone, as I said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just at that moment, it was reaching out to me, sort of thing. Okay.
No, you just felt the surge of power
Interesting.
from the source of energy that was like the big volcano, and then as you used it, you heard the phrase in your mind, "Hello, mistress."
Oh,
That was what you had. There's no other
damn
person.
it. Okay.
It's just you and those 2 guys that were
Yeah.
there to light your way that have bolted.
Yeah, because I
Could do it
freaked the
again
fuck out.
to try and
Okay.
get the thing.
Well, I will have to do it again anyway, but I'm guessing I'll want to, like, maybe food, maybe a bit of rest, maybe, something. I've been sitting down here for 8 hours, or maybe pacing this place for 8
Maybe Arya
hours,
doesn't realize this
finding
then.
spells and stuff.
So maybe Arya doesn't realize this, but your spell would not do that to this room. This place is overgrown like a jungle.
Oh.
Your spell would enrich the land, not actually grow food.
Gotcha. So it went above and beyond what my spell was supposed to do.
Yes, it's like
Well,
instant
I
biome.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be like,
Yeah.
I'm looking around, I'm like, well, I guess the king will be happy.
Eat some palm tree.
Sorry?
I don't know if the jungle's even edible.
I said jungle-like.
Yeah, it's not really a jungle, it's just the
That
vegetable
it's
and everything
it's
around
that
me grew a
overgrown.
lot, right?
Yeah, exactly, spot on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm looking around, I'm like, well, I guess the king will be happy. But I'm still kind of like, shit, did I just do this? So I'll get up, and I'm guessing I don't know which way people went, or am I still emanating light? Can I see with it?
You're still covered in
Ooh.
fire. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be looking at myself a bit weirdly and kind of like,
Yeah.
not sure whether to do this again soon.
Mm.
I mean, it's probably a good thing I'm nowhere near the ice throne right now.
Why? So
Again, man, too soon. They just lost it,
I'm the
right?
king.
Wow, power corrupts very quickly, apparently.
No, she's just confused. And,
No, I mean for Bastiel with the crown.
I know, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Or should I say Boromir?
Okay, so
Give it to me.
so I guess I'll try to make my way out, because either way, regardless of whatever I may have expected from this spell, this is like a bit above and beyond, a little bit.
Oh yeah, just
So
a bit.
I'll try to make my way out, and I'll also try to, like, tone down the fire, because this is not like I can't be walking around being a walking, talking
Blowtorch.
flame, you know.
Yeah.
So are you gonna
I mean,
are you gonna actively try and suppress it then?
I thought I was kind of actively keeping it up, so I wasn't.
No, you just happen
Okay.
to be wreathed
Oh.
in fire. Yeah.
Sure. Look at me being the nearest. So I'll yeah, I guess I will try to like make myself back to normal. Like,
Do you want to give me an Arcana roll then while you're having a go at that, and we'll see how well that goes.
oh, okay. For apparently just as well as the Constitution.
Yeah,
save.
like 17's all round. Yeah, sure.
So
Is your mic rubbing up against something, by the way? Because we're getting a lot of additional noises from your mic. It's almost like heavy breathing, but
really not?
weirdly when you're speaking. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
does
just
this make it not
100% better. Yeah.
happen anymore?
Yeah. So,
Okay,
perfect.
that's my fan. Sorry.
Ah, right.
My
Okay.
flatmate lent me a little fan, like a little USB fan, and it's kind
That's
of
okay.
the only thing that's keeping me safe today. Well, not safe, but sane. Anyway, yeah. So,
So yeah.
would that knowledge of Arcana help me figure out how to
Yeah, like so
calm this spell?
you're kind of absolutely covered in fire,
Deep breath,
as we
yoga-wise?
explained. Yeah. You have cast another spell on yourself that you weren't aware of. That is what has happened. That is what your knowledge of the Arcana has revealed unto you. It is the spell is called Investiture of the Flame. I'll dump that in chat for you.
Okay.
And that is what
Hmm.
you had apparently put on yourself. So
Cool.
yeah.
That sounds
Because
scary.
I pulled that sort of like power from the earth while I was at it, right?
I mean,
What?
just seems to have been an overflow of magic that happened your way, right? So you don't really know what happened in that instance, other than you took another source of power that was nearby to help boost your magic, and that was a side effect. Yeah. But yep, you realise through your Arcana that you're, back of your mind somewhere, you're all holding on to this spell.
Oh. Okay, so I'll try to like calm down and let it go and be myself again, because I'm thinking people would freak out if they saw me like this.
I mean, two people did actively freak out when they saw you like that, yeah. So they have both ran
yeah.
through the jungle. Possibly the fact that you burst into flames and then a massive jungle biome sprouted up everywhere around them in what was a pretty soil-filled, massive, dark cave where they're going to grow food. Yeah, you kind of. Maybe they weren't expecting you to be that effective. Maybe they thought the soil would just be a bit, more nutritious. But no, you've, outdone yourself.
I was gonna say, do we actually know what that spell does?
Arya is welcome to look it up. Nobody else knows what that spell does, but she can look it up.
Yeah, I already did.
Yeah. It's alright, isn't it?
Okay.
But that was what you were covered in, as it were.
Okay.
So you want to head your way out then?
I'll try to. Obviously, by this point, I'm guessing that I'm kind of just relying on which way I've seen them run away, and
Well, you knew the way out. It's
that
just
sort
now
of
that
thing.
there's a lot more plant life in the way, right? That's it.
Yeah.
So that you can find your way out easily enough. It's the only problem is now it's a lot harder because there's no light, right?
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. I should probably figure out which way they went by that, and kind of like stumble through the darkness to
Which is probably freaky as hell,
try
right?
to-
Because all the plants that weren't there before would like brush past you, right, as you walked in the dark. God, that would terrify me, quite frankly. Less of that, in fact,
I would
please.
be no better.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
As somebody with a phobia of flowers, no, thank you very much. That would really unnerve me.
I don't have a phobia of flowers. I have a phobia of the various creepy crawlies that would, in nature be in the flowers, like spiders and other bugs. The flowers themselves, I'd be
No.
okay with, but
Not for me, sadly. I'm the other way around.
fair enough.
But the
Go straight up flowers.
yeah,
We'll
it's
get back to that after.
it's really not that weird. But
I'm
yeah,
making a note.
you've got you
Okay.
find your way to the door after some time, yeah, and
Yes.
you head out into the kind of corridor, and you've got like two kind of like dwarven, robed dudes with their staffs, and as they're kind of like clutching them and panting and looking at you up and down, they're like, what was that? That was
I'll attempt a friendly smile.
the power of a friendly smile is not sufficient enough, sadly.
It's technology.
They're mostly like out of breath from having bolted through the dark, and kind of just freaked out themselves, right? But then keep in mind, as the king kind of gave you the impression, like they don't really have that kind of magic here, right? Otherwise, why wouldn't they use their own druids? You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, they both just look freaked out, quite frankly.
I'll kind of like be like, apologies, I startled you. That was not my intention.
The other one that's not said anything yet, he's quite pale looking, and he says, We've never seen anything like that before. How was it possible?
I'm not sure whether to be honest then or not. 1 second.
If you were a scared, intimidated dwarven priestly man who was accompanying a druid to do weird druid stuff that might not work, right? Probably skepticism involved. What would you want the druid that burst into flames and grew trees and like plant life from nothing to say to you? That you're in complete control, or that you have no idea how it happened?
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out if I want to lie to them or tell them the truth.
That's what I mean. Like that's the way I would look at trying
just,
to work out what reaction you're looking for them, and then pose it as you wish to
Yeah.
them.
Always good to like pretend you're a bit more confident than you actually are, and say, yes, it's magics I've been learning recently, but I found they're very efficient. So I offered them, obviously, to help. Not speed up. How do I put it? Top up your food resources. Glad it helped. Glad it worked. And I'm even a bit better than I knew it would. So always good to see that happen. Kind of like proud of myself. Always good to see you're doing even better than you thought you'd do.
Yeah, and
Kind of like I expected it, but maybe not as much. I'm obviously getting better at this sort of thing.
they both look a bit in awe, right? Like they don't really know what to say. Yeah. And yes, Scott, top up is an understatement. But yeah, they don't really know what to say. They're kind of just out of breath, out of body, right?
Out of mind.
Yeah, and they like we must tell the king of your success, and then like motion
I'll like
to like
nod
lead you.
my head. Oh, okay. I will follow then.
Yeah, and then we fade out from you, and we travel all the way through the city of Forge, over to the library.
Is Dondrabella currently in the library?
She is indeed, yes. I am chucking a couple of books
Right.
into some bags.
I thought you were about to say into a fire. I'm like, okay.
That's the other library that nobody speaks about here, remember, with the big fire in the middle of the room?
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll just kind of approach Dungerbella and be like, Dungerbella, how are you this morning? Or this day?
She just looks at you and goes, didn't we just speak like an hour ago? Or what? She like narrows her eyes and goes, actually, what time is it? And she like looks around for something that's on her desk that just seems to be this weird orb. She looks at it and she's like, man, I need to sleep. And she kind of just rubs her eyes. And then she looks
Someone
over.
Drift Club.
Yeah. And
Okay.
she like rubs her eyes and then she says, well, what is it? And then she just kind of shakes her head. And like you can see like her hair is maybe less than well in place. She's obviously just done nothing but for that last 8 hours or so that you've been sleeping. She's clearly just been making ready her ability to just walk away from her job as the master lorekeeper.
I'll just be like, well, I can see you're busy, so I won't take up too much of your time. We're trying to find Reach. Have you seen him anywhere?
And she kind of blinks and she looks like behind you and just around and goes, oh, maybe I didn't dream that then.
Dream what?
So, do you often walk places down corridors and then it becomes all like starry night sky and people vanish? And she just looks at you like a half mad tired lady.
Once or twice.
I'm just getting flashbacks from when I woke up in the corridor after being drunk on Hotline.
So this is more like when you were in the Celestial Nexus at the start of the game and you walked towards the white marble framed door and everything became like a starfield.
Right.
Right.
Too.
Like, once or twice, yes. I've experienced that.
She kind of just pats you on the arm. She goes, okay, good. It's one less worry. And just like, you know, firms up her lips together and then just kind of nods her head as if that's relieved her quite a bit. And then she says, well, your skinny bald friend, Reach, he was walking with yous, you know, down the corridor. And I went to follow yous to, you know, to get other things I needed. But then he just kept walking away, fading and fading. And I mean, when she like reaches behind her and pulls out that kind of like drinking flask she had in her drawer. She's like, and I know I've had a couple of hours with this, but that isn't normal. You know?
I would just kind of...
And she just sits that on the desk next to the bag she's got packed.
I'll just turn to kind of Kitty and Bastiel and be like, I'm guessing Celeste has another task for him.
Obviously being a cleric is the last. Probably, yeah, I'm cool with that. That's her design. Say...
Yeah, like explain nothing to anyone. That's literally her design. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll just say that. It is her design.
And then Donderbella just kind of like nods, kind of while looking at the floor. She's like, I think I'm gonna rest and close my affairs here. And
I'm sorry, you still have more to say.
And she looks at you and goes, well, yes, I do have more to say, but since you've interrupted me anyway, why don't you say it?
I'll be like, yes, rest would probably do you good. We shall go find our other companion.
She just punches your armor on the chest, and then she goes, "Watch it." Like pulls her bag off the desk, slumps over her shoulder, and she's like, "Also get out of my library," and just points to the doors.
It's like, I'm sorry, have I offended you?
I'm locking it up. You're either going to be locked on that side or this side.
I'm like, well, I guess I shall take my leave then. And I just kind of turn around and leave.
I
guess.
mean, she's leaving currently as well. That's what she was saying. She was looking back at you guys and saying, "Right, now get out."
Oh, right, yeah, okay. Then I just try and catch up then while I'm leave with her.
I'll yell at her. I'll say, Donjabella, what's your weapon of choice?
She dumps the bag down on the floor. Like obviously she doesn't really.
A massive battle axe.
She just doesn't really have time for like standing out. She's obviously far too tired to hold the bag and obviously conversation. So she like leans into the bag and just pulls out a book and holds it up and taps against it. You should try it sometime. Highly recommended, in fact.
Works. Or is she saying she's a wizard? We'll see. Alright, off we go. I just need to know if we should pick something up for her at the smith or whatever.
I mean, you could just ask her those exact words, right?
No, she's asking. And she doesn't have a crown, so fuck it.
Yeah, he who has the crown makes the rules. Yes.
Why do I have a feeling that Bastiel is going to end up being like turned into the enemy at the end of this? She'd be like, "Now the Wizard King is defeated. I shall be the new ruler." Wah!
Cry.
What, the immortal engine that he is? Yes.
Oh my god, that is a terrifying thought now that you've said those words.
I'm timeless. I don't sleep or eat. The perfect enemy.
Horrible thoughts. But yes, so as like you're kind of standing in the hallway and Dondrabella's like locking up the library and she's like, "Well, it'll be a shame to see it go." And then she kind of shakes her head and she's like, "You know, they've assigned somebody to take over this until I return." And then she kind of just laughs, mostly to herself at that statement. She's like,
Like to match.
I said, if I return, is how I corrected them, you know, because. And she like does that thing where she puts her hand on the small of her back and stretches up as tall as she can be. And she's like, "I'm old, you know. It's not as easy for me anymore. And you know," she looks at everybody. "Tall people, better remember that when I'm trying to keep up." She just like darts like a sharp look at everybody. "I won't be left behind." Just points accusatorily everybody. And then she kind of just laughs and shakes her head dismissively and then just walks off with her bag over her shoulder.
I'll just say I don't think that'll be a problem, and I'll nod towards the gigantic backpack Kitty's like schlepping around.
Oh, we're just going to put her in the backpack?
No, I think the point was that Kitty makes it around with loads of stuff and isn't left behind, so I think that was what Bastiel was going for.
I mean, maybe that is what he's going for. I'ma go for her getting chucked in the backpack.
Oh, please, does she react to him saying that? What, put her in the backpack?
No, she's out of your shot, luckily. Thankfully, by this point.
I think thankfully is one of the words you're looking for.
So, yeah. What's the plan now? Back to the throne room, see if the king's free. So, yeah. Unless there's anywhere else you'd want to go.
No. So when we took our 8-hour rest, do we like just from seeing the activity in the sea? Do we know that that's when everyone would be sleeping normally? Because obviously we don't know if it's day or night.
No,
so
you just have no
Donjabella
idea.
About to go sleep.
You just have no idea.
Okay.
Donjabella just seemed to have stayed up regardless, even if it was ill-advised or whatever.
I don't even think Donjabella knows who she is right now.
Yeah, I don't think so either, to be honest. Yeah, she definitely didn't give the impression that she was awake.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, are we just going around at 3 a.m. trying to knock
Like,
people's
very
doors?
possibly, right? Very possibly. Keep in mind, though, the
Yeah.
place is going to be on higher alert than what it would have been on before. But you just don't really
Okay.
have a concept of what time it is. Again, because how do the dwarves keep track of it? Maybe it's not that. Maybe the lockdown timekeeping method is how they use here. You know, where time doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
who knows?
Okay.
But the interesting thing, definitely to gauge from Dondrabella, was all those books she piled up on the desk never went in the bag. She just lifted the bag and walked away from the pile of books. So, like, yeah, that she's very tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But you've taken at least an
Well-
hour to get here, so it's about like what, an hour and a half total from the throne room to the library and back. So, I mean, it's given the king a fair chunk of time for his meeting if, you know, he's fancy heading back that way. Or, again, if he's got other business he's want to attend to before leaving Forge. Because keep in mind, you're unlikely to come back the way you leave.
Oh, that's true.
Mm.
Right. Yeah. As soon as we get Arya, we're pretty much gonna shoot off.
And obviously, like, the Citadel were very reserved about sending people to Forge through their gate method, their portal method.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what? The Kitty and Crumbar. Like, are we gonna do something in Forge that we're probably not gonna get the chance to do ever again?
Any thoughts? I know Kitty's typing, but does Scott get any thoughts while we're waiting on Kitty typing?
Steel.
No, she's good to go.
Yeah, I'm good. I honestly can't think of anything else.
That's fine, yeah. It just means we're slowly wrapping up the Forge arc, which is good. And
No, I just feel bad. I'm like, are you hinting that I'm missing something? What?
no,
What is
I'm
it?
just wanting you to have full faculty use of the place until, you know, you choose to leave, in which case it's all your fault if you then remember something down the line. Instead of saying, but Ryan, you teleported us across the world before we could do anything. It's like, no, I didn't. So, yeah. Also, Bastiel, keep in mind, you missed the wonderful adventures of Eric and the Magic Hammer, which meant
Yeah.
they sometimes had less time to think about what to do in the place before they just teleported around the world.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's an idea for a wish. I think it might have been that.
What? Not bring back Eric, just
Bring him back.
give me his hammer.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow. So, remember we spoke about things that might not be good for the wish. I'm not saying that's one of them, but how did he get the hammer to do what it does? Do you remember?
Oh no, not the hammer, but the spell itself, like just a travel spell.
Oh, teleport type thing.
I mean, that is definitely something Wish could do. Because, like, teleport isn't... I want to say it's level 7 magic. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I think teleport is circles, maybe level 5 or 6. I think, maybe 6. So, yeah. Definitely possible. So, yeah, yous head then towards the throne room. And yous are outside, right? Yous are standing there with the guards. Yous approach. They look up and down. Oh, did you find your friend?
He won't be joining us on this next adventure, unfortunately. Yeah.
And like the two dwarfs look at each other, and then one of them mumbles something in Dwarven. And if you're listening, like the translations, is that code for something? I don't know. And they look up and they say, "Well, King's guest is leaving in a moment, so he's can, stand to the side for now. King will be out momentarily."
Who's the guest meeting with just now?
When he looks himself up and down, he goes, "I know that you're not familiar with Forge etiquette, but I'm not a sign-in book." And he just like grumbles something, and then goes and stands back at his post.
I was merely asked a name.
And then the guy next to you, like the dwarven guard next to you, goes, "Don't worry about it. It's he's worried he has family on the surface right now. And he kind of like
What are
nods
they
to you
doing?
as if like he's, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh.
What are they doing on the surface?
He kind of like screws up his face and he's like, "You just don't get it, do you? The throne's gone. The peace is gone.
Sorry,
And
2
he
seconds,
just
guys, my door's gone.
and he just shakes his head like Crumbar, quite frankly. Surface dwellers obviously don't get this.
Mm.
So yeah.
Okay. I mean, How to play -2 charisma on it?
Surface, you
At
say, tapping fingers against each other.
I hear it's a hellscape.
Sorry, guys, back.
That's okay. Mostly you've just got Bastiel going,
How is this guy unloading his... what's the psychoanalyze me and shit?
Well,
Leave me alone.
I'll say what I was going to say before a certain delivery arrived for me. I would just be like, well, don't worry, the peace shall be returned. We have a contingency in plan.
oh. And like the guard, like, this isn't the grumbly one, this is the one that's obviously tried to like break the news of the grumbly one. And he
Break the news of the grumbly one.
and he says, you know what I mean? And he's like, what news do you have? Hope's quite rare in these parts just now, as you can imagine. The news of the throne breaking is quickly spreading through Forge, and I'm sure it'll hit Anvil soon enough. And he just kind of like, he just starts shaking his head and muttering like the dwarven for dark days over and over again.
What, like that woman in the shop?
Mm-hmm.
Man, they are so like, they're so pretty. I'd just be like, we are working to form a new treaty that you had with the dragons.
And then
Did
I think,
anyone hear that?
yeah, no, I got that. And I think as you say that, like the doors to the throne room open, right? The big creak of them opening. 'Cause remember, one's pretty damaged, and they pile open, and the king is walking, very like particular. Also, just so you know, like Arya, I think you, by this point you've probably came down the steps watching the party members talking to this dwarf, so maybe they haven't quite noticed that you've like stepped up with them just yet. Luckily you're not covered in fire, which is usually a dead giveaway, so there's that, assuming you're still somewhere in the voice chat ether with us here.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, just muted.
Sorry, I was nodding like an idiot.
We don't have webcam set up yet, so yeah, it's
Yeah, I'm sorry.
it's okay. Maybe next time you can nod and we'll be like, right, cool, we gotcha. But yeah, so like you can like walk up to the gang, and then maybe as like you arrive there, like maybe you go to say something. This is when Crumbar's mid conversation about, we're here to make a new treaty with the dragons. You walk up and then you're about to say something, but then the doors swing open in the big creek. The noise of that fills the cavern, and then, as I
I
said,
literally open my mouth and then you hear the doors.
yeah, exactly that type of shot. And out walks the Dwarf King with this woman, standing quite a significant height above him, and very slender, very pale, very nice, expensive looking outfit that she's wearing, all kind of like silvery, with like jewels all through it. Kind of long.
It's not a story, is it?
Long. It's not Justoria. No, Justoria is not pale.
No, she's pale.
And
Oh gosh.
she's
Is
like
it Celeste?
she's like smiling. No, Celeste pale. Celeste doesn't. You don't even remember what Celeste's face looks like.
She was a boy.
And right, like just for those at home, let's see, where is it? Right, so here we are. Right, there's Celeste. Right, here we are. And no, Kitlith, your elf senses are not tingling.
Oh,
I just read that. I was like,
Nope.
what?
It's just because remember,
that's a
elves
good
can
idea, though.
elves know if there's another elf, which is very cool. And then no, it's not Zadraka either. I'm loving the chat though. And
I just expected Scott to say it.
I'm going to share this wonderful photo that we have absolutely no rights to.
I am not
Dun,
gonna
dun, dun.
lie. I'm kinda disappointed in myself.
Here we are,
Yes,
ignoring the giant Oscar chat. You know, there she is.
It's a Draco.
Mysterious woman.
But
Oh, hello.
so we finally cast Kate Blanchett in the game.
Damn.
Is,
Oh, that's
Kitty,
what Hella was gonna be.
is Kitty right? Is Kitty right? Is Kitty right?
I love her, so I ain't even mad.
I love Kate Blanchett as well,
Okay,
but
okay.
so she steps into the game, and
Is
she's there, and like
Kitty
the Dwarf King's there walking with her, and they're almost hand in hand, you know, in that way where he's like, you know, like some kind of sycophant noble would be like fawning over some woman, and she seems to at least be putting up with it, as you hear the kind of clack, clack, clack of their footsteps coming down the stone.
Instinctively bow if
And-
he's given her the green light.
And then she kind of just smiles and looks over the entire group, and she says to everyone, "Are these the people, then?" And like her voice, you know, gives everybody that kind of like shiver of, "Ooh, somebody just spoke," and it was very distinct. And she looks at everyone and just kind of like gently smiles and kind of stares. And then the king kind of like nods and like over emphatically, kind of like let's go over hand, and said, excuse me, a moment." And he like shuffles down. All the guards instinctively, automatically part ways and all like bunch up against the sides of the walkway to clear the path straight up to. He walks just past the group, right up to Arya, and he says, "My Lady Bluebird, I hear of success, in fact."
I nod my head. I'm like, yes? Just,
He's like, he looks so
You know, kinda like-
eager, like, and you've given him a one-word answer, and he's like, please
like,
tell me more. Like, what can we plant there now?
I don't think you'll need to plant there for a while in that specific spot.
He kind of like shakes his head and he's like, did it not work? I heard.
It worked a bit better than I had mentioned to you it would. I think you'll be happy with what that place has yielded already.
And he looks a bit confused, and he's like, I'm
And I do
think you're
apologize,
good.
I may have scared your men.
And then he kind of harumphs at that, like dismissively, and he's like, "Pa, spineless men scared of a powerful woman." Kind of shakes his head, like, you know, power is to be respected. And he kind of just nods at you, like respectfully, you know.
Yeah, and I kind of nod back, kind of like, thank you.
And then he like takes your hand and kind of like pats it a couple of times with his other hand on top. Kind of like he's kind of forgotten what he was going to do once he does that, and then he kind of like lets it go, and he says, "Excuse me, I would be very eager to inspect your work once I have seen to my guest." And he kind of like turns back, and she just stands there and she just like dismissively waves her hand at you, as you know, implying, you know, don't worry about me. And she kind of like turns her eyes to the rest of the group. What's everybody else's reaction that isn't Arya? Like, what's like Bastiel, Crumbar, and Kitlith doing?
I'm just,
Arya's a bit shaken because she's not touchy-feely, so...
I'm just
thinking-
like,
Okay.
sorry, you go first, bro.
Well, yeah, I'll make a point. I'm just thinking that Celeste she's pretty much in the trenches with us if she's already like re-engineering the landscape of our team and shit. So this is probably more Celeste design stuff. I'm just going to observe and accept whatever she had in store for us.
And
I think I'd kind of be with Kitty, just being like looking at this room like, and who are you?
Why don't you both give me either a history or a perception check?
Okay, Ian Crumbar.
Yeah.
History or perception?
Yeah.
I will go with
Nice.
perception. And I am shit.
She is a shiny lady, Crumbar.
She is a shiny lady. Oh my god, she's a Pokemon card!
So, for Kitlith, you are reminded of a very similar dress from a meal long ago, many sessions ago, where somebody wore a sapphire-covered dress, and this seems to be a diamond-covered dress. So, yeah. But it's really difficult to tell what race she is. She doesn't look exactly human, which would imply maybe half-elf, so fae in some way. But your elf sense doesn't tingle, so you know she's not an elf. Definitely not a dwarf. But there's something very hard to place about what she might be in terms of what her race is. Again, Crumbar, she's pale. She wears a jewelled dress.
She's shiny.
Yeah.
Do we recognize this lady, though?
I mean, did you? Besides it being Kate Blanchett?
Okay. No, like I'm trying to figure out if it's somebody that we've met or she just looks pretty. And I know that that's probably what the others were rolling for as well. I just wasn't 100% sure that's like if it's somebody that we've met with before or somebody that's just brand new and we're just looking at and analysing and trying to place, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's the latter.
Gotcha.
Yep, you have never seen this lady before. As far as you can tell. Because it's always a great thing to add in.
Look at this guy.
And yeah, the king turns back and he says, "My lady, these are the travellers we found in Forge I was telling you of, the ones that are going to renew the peace between the dragons and the dwarves." And he kind of turns round, kind of nodding to himself, looking at you guys as a subtle hint to step in to the conversation.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll just kind of step forward and be like, "Pleased to meet you. I am Crumbar. Who are you?"
Does anybody else step up and introduce themselves, or leaving it up to Crumbar?
I'm gonna say something after Crumbar's introduction.
They're like, "Who the fuck is this bird?"
And where's your crown?
He's gonna lean into the bag, put the crown on. "I am Bastiel, king of the dwarves."
Come at me.
And well, if nobody else is saying anything, like if Arya and Kitlith and Bastiel are just leaving it up to Crumbar, sure.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk over Crumbar, I'll let him go.
I mean, he did finish. He says, "My name is Crumbar, and who might you be?" Right? There was then a pause. Other people could have filled the pause, but I'm just wondering, are you deliberately waiting for her to reply?
I'm deliberately waiting, yeah.
Right, cool, that's fine.
I'm not making small talk.
Kitlith?
And
Arya?
I'll
Yeah.
just have no, like, social sort of, like, skill person, and don't really get on social hints that they didn't want to say anything. So I'll be like, oh, so, and this is Kithleth, and I'm Arya, and, just kind of, like, introduce everybody.
How do you do that? Do you want to just give us that in real time then?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm like, oh, hello. I'm Arya, and this here is Kithleth, and you've seen Crumbar. He's already introduced himself, and we have Bastiel as well. So, how do you do? How's your day been so far? Quite awkward and weird and silly.
You're probably still amped up
I
anyway,
was
right?
I was just a flame.
I was the mountain fire.
Well,
It's hard to quell that, after a while. And and she kind of like smiles pleasantly. As like you're, saying this to her, very similar to the way like Justoria would be able to like warm a room with a smile. Only this place, obviously being forged, doesn't particularly need warmed. And she stands there and she says, "Yes, the king here was informing me that you have committed to such an impressive task that lies before you all. That is commendable and also curious that you could achieve such a feat, given how small your number is. My name is Kandir, and I'm afraid my time with my good friend here," and she kind of takes the king's hand and pats it a couple of times, "has come to an end. I do wish you great fortune on your quest, but as for now, I'm sure we'll meet again." And she straight up vanishes in a like shockwave that kind of like takes everybody a bit aback. And we straight up take our break there, buddies.
You bet. I was going to ask a question.
Yeah, so as for that, I'm going to learn how to do all of this muting nonsense here. That should say "be right back" on the stream now. And then we will slowly mute Okay, so in theory we should be back. So I am Ryan, the GM, for part 2 of session 53 of Keepers of the Golden Gate, and it's still the 26th of June 2020, and here are the players.
Hiya, I'm Adrienne, and I play Arya Bluebird, the half-elf druid.
How's it going? I'm Shaan. I play Bastiel, the Warforged cleric.
Hey, I am Scott. I'm playing Crumbar, who is a half-orc paladin.
Hi, I'm Sophie. I play Kitlith Anastasia, a wood elf rogue.
Excellent. Right, so we left off with the mysterious woman in the diamond dress vanishing in a, wave of force, and yeah, I think we come back in on the scene with all of you have been taken to the growing chambers, right? You have all been taken down the merry walk that is down deep into the mountain, and as soon as you walk in, there's like a kind of, instead of the dry heat from like the lava flows, there's maybe like a kind of wet, like humidity heat that hits everybody. And as soon as you just come into these dark growing chambers, and then the king sends all these people off into the world, as it were, sends all the priestmen with their staffs in to like light the place up, and it is just this crazy overgrown garden now. And he's like kind of lost for words, to be honest. He's kind of just standing there, maybe just ahead of the group a bit, and he probably just falls to his knees. The king, that is.
What?
I'll kind of just go up and be like, "Are you okay, King?"
He's kind of just looking at like the ground, and he kind of looks up at you, and you can see in his eyes he's got like a tear coming out of his eyes.
I would just be like, "Who was that woman?"
I love that was like how many hours ago it was to get here. But yeah, he just kind of weeps and he's like, "I can defeat them now." And then he like stands up again, dusts his knees off, and heads over to Arya. And he
I was like, "Bitch, you see me standing right here."
yeah, he's just ignoring you. Like, you're asking about a woman that vanished hours ago, and he doesn't care about that. He's now just happy he can feed his people, so, stick with the plan. And he walks over to Arya, and he just, like goes to, like, take your hand, and then just, like, do you give him your hand, or do you... how's Arya's posture here in this scene?
She like realizes what he wants, and she gives her his hand, but she's a bit like, a bit stiff, a bit like, people that aren't really used to that sort of stuff. Because she's not very touchy-feely to begin with, so kind of like...
Yeah, and as soon as you give him
know.
your hand, he's going to just pull you straight in and just hug you. Like, big massive embrace, his arms right around your entire frame,
I awkwardly pat his back.
Yeah, and you just kind of hear him mutter over and over again, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you," like, just as he's hugging you, and
You're most welcome.
And he kind of like rights himself a bit, and he goes, "Yes, kind of like wipes away some of the tears from his eyes, and he says, "This is I have very little words that can convey the gratitude me and my people will deeply feel for generations at this gift you have given us." He kind of like nods.
You're most welcome.
Firmly.
She doesn't really know what to say, so whatever. As he talks, she just goes, "Oh, but you're welcome." Like,
Yeah.
kind of like, "Please stop! You're making me uncomfortable with all the compliments," sort of thing.
He says, from this day forth, the House of Bluebird will be a noble house within the city of Forge and Enville. He kind of like nods at you, and nods at some of the like the entourage of dwarfs that have come, and they're all
Kind of like witness this.
And he kind of nods to you and he says, "Make no mistake, you will always find welcome here." And then he leaves, just like marches out.
I nod and say thank you.
So I mean, don't know who had become a dwarven noble as a goal, but I feel like Arya achieved it.
Yeah. I don't think either of us realized that would happen, so... But hey, I look at everybody and I'm like, so, don't expect me to wear fancy stuff like Eric wore, okay?
I should just saying this to the group.
Yeah, like don't expect me to start wearing the same sort of clothing
Nah,
that he did.
I'll just kind of look back at her and be like, wait, Eric wore clothes?
Well, when he did, you know what I mean.
If I passed her, she was like, "Who's Eric?"
Because as far as
Yeah.
Arya is concerned, that's what is being a noble, you know, to have money and crazy, like, expensive clothing. In, like, a title somewhere. So as far as she's concerned, she's like, yeah, don't expect me to start acting or dressing like him. She was trying to be funny. It obviously doesn't work because she's an awkward person, okay?
It's okay. Is there any
But
Kitty feedback on any of this at all? Besides
Let's
possibly, you know, the psychological warfare her neighbours are like exposing her to.
Where's the thing? Oh, yeah. Doesn't look like it.
check.
Was it sorting your neighbours out? That's-
Oh goodness. So let me double check. Are we planning to stay here any longer?
Well, I just asked the group
I
that. You were
wanna-
with them. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I'll turn towards everybody and be like, so how much longer are we staying here?
I still have questions for the king. I want to know who that woman was.
Nosy?
Donjabella needs a nap after that. I think we're all good to go.
Okay.
No reach. Sans reach, I'm afraid.
He's
That's fine.
unreachable!
10d10 psychic damage!
I mean, why not?
You can't see me right now, but I am the embodiment of the facepalm emoji.
And then my work here is done.
Anyway, okay, so in that case, I'm guessing that we're going to just rest.
Oh, we are rest. By all means.
What's with the massive rolling of dice?
Just a 10d10 psychic damage.
Yeah,
Oh, right, okay, right.
I mean,
Yeah.
you asked for it.
I'm so confused. I was so confused by that. Oh, Scott
Okay.
needs a nap.
I mean,
Well,
At least
Arya
Crumbar
needs a
had-
nap before we're going anywhere, but just saying.
Arya should check her Discord messages before she continues that line of thought. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, so we're all good to go then.
Yeah. So
Fulfilling.
you don't particularly feel tired at all. If anything, you feel kind of fired up, maybe.
Okay.
Fired up, Brian, really?
I mean, it was valid, right?
No, try not to comment there, okay?
You know, everybody else was willing to just let that one slide there, Scott, but, you know, here we are.
I never let things slide. Slip maybe, but never slide.
Aye.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go now, guys.
Do.
Will I still be able to go talk to the king? I
Right.
want to know more about who this woman is. I think because she
You're
might
jealous.
Be yeah.
So here's the thing, right? What do you think you're gonna gain by learning who this woman is? Other than the fact that she seemed to give you guys her blessing to go do whatever the hell you are planning on doing.
Well, if Kitty's correct and she is a dragon,
You have thought everybody's a dragon so far, Scott.
everyone's a dragon.
Not a bad idea, to be honest.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, it's a game with me and I do love dragons, so that is valid. I'll give you that much.
It's more so I'm like, well, she's already been here peacefully, so why can't that continue?
Don't do it, Sophie. Why would you rile up the Benjamin fires? Why would you do that? Oh dear.
Oh my god, the possibilities.
I mean, I thought I was making things worse, but okay.
So yeah, what is the plan? I mean, like Crumbar, if you want to run after the king, like he's probably not made it that far away since the 6 seconds of Arya talking to the group, right? So he doesn't only have 25 speed, right? So
yeah, I'll just totally boost after the king and be like, excuse me, I still have a question.
and he's kind of walking with entourage, and he says, and he just actually stops on the spot and turns to you and says, "What more would you ask?"
The meeting you had with the woman in white, who was she?
He looks you up and down and says, "Unfortunately, your paths crossed. That was a personal meeting. You will forgive me this, I am sure, given the day we have both endured."
Alright. I'm thinking this less has nothing to do with this.
Hello, noises from outside. That was me this time.
I'll just say, I'll be like, well, I was wanting to know who she was, as if she has given us her blessing. I'm wondering if she will be helpful throughout at a later time.
The dwarf kind of nods his head sagely, and he says, "I am quite confident that she will not impede your success towards this goal. In that you can trust. Beyond that, her whims are her own." He nods and he goes to turn to walk again. So if you're gonna keep talking to him, you're gonna have to keep walking.
No, I'll just say, kind of mutter to myself, I'll be like, here's not just her whims are her own either, and I'll just turn around.
Do you wanna roll sass?
Yeah.
Just straight up charisma.
Just
Straight up charisma. Just push.
straight up kapwa.
Oh, such sass. 17 in fact.
17 sass per second.
Oofed. So per 6 seconds technically, but yeah, okay. Right, so yeah, back to the group. What's the plan now, guys? None of you have asked for transport, by the way, to the Citadel. Might have had. Just FYI, if we're still on that goal idea of getting to the Citadel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
that's really other people's thing to worry about. Shit.
As the representative of the Citadel, I'm sure it is, Scott.
Yep.
You are literally the paladin of the Golden Order.
Oh yeah.
We are all fucked. That's all I'm
Yeah.
gonna say, guys.
Right, so if we are getting 2 more cast members, right, if 2 more people are joining us, if that is a thing we are able to muster in the form of 2 other players, maybe we should make them Citadel members that are somehow spareable, so they can also think about, like, you know, things for the Citadel that Scott doesn't want to be in total charge of. It's a lot of responsibility, I think, for you, isn't it, Scott?
I mean, I can handle pressure, right?
Yeah. So, what next? What's the plan? These are taken out of the growing chambers, and I guess just led back to your room, if nothing else. Your kind of, you know, suite, as it were.
Who do we? So I take it we need to find, like the gold worms, like embassy in this forge. We're gonna find their teleporter, right?
So there isn't a Golden Order presence here in Forge. It's just that at some point a dwarf king in the past made an agreement with the Citadel that they should be buddies, and there is like an honorary, like, fairly high up paladin, like, go-between that kind of walks in both worlds, you know. One of the paladins, and also, like, you know, advisors to the king, as it were, to keep them all appraised of the same stuff. That was General Commander Keel of the Dwarven King's army, but he's on leave, right? Because he's away wandering the world with a wood elf and a gnome currently, who's possibly at the Citadel already, actually. But
that gnome was so cool.
Yeah, Mo or
Or
Ban.
well, more so the backpack was so cool.
There is a, like, you know, ritual room that you would use, like, you know, let's just say it's like the Star Trek transporter pad room without using those words. So the equivalent magically of that would exist, but it isn't solely for the purposes of getting to the Citadel, right? It's just that's the way the Citadel thought they could get the party to Forge. It's just that they didn't know if you would even make it to the other side safely, because they will have like protections in place, right, to stop just MD jumping into their teleport circle. Teleportation circle is really what I probably meant to say.
Okay.
In D&D terms, obviously, teleportation circle. So yeah.
That means we have to bother the king again.
Yeah.
Alright, well, that means then we should probably wait for him to collect himself, because he's just had a howler.
I mean, dying does that to you, right? You did die this day.
Yeah, okay. So, alright, we have to wait for Dondrabella anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, we are going to have to kill some time.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do?
Because if he's going to end anywhere close to the Citadel, you're going to need to talk to the king regardless, right?
Yeah, we're going to need to talk to the king again.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we'll just skip to that part
We're
then.
kind of asking for like a favor, so you know, I should probably go.
Yeah,
There was
like
the thing I wanted to look into, I forgot. Oh, right. Yeah, can I spend that time if we're going to wait for Dondrabella to wake up and stuff, get ready and head to the king with all our shit? Can I go find out more about Ulrich Brewblade? I'm still here.
good old Elric Brewblade. What in the nature are you looking to find out?
Maybe somewhere he stayed. Someone directly connected to him. Where did his legacy go? What's the connection to him in the modern world?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find out where his grave is so you can rub it.
Wow.
Oh, good idea, that.
Yeah. Maybe while everybody else is trying to muster up the courage to go speak to the king again, you wander off and try and figure out some history of the place, I guess.
Yeah.
Why don't you
ask
give
for
me
directions? See.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
His name and stuff.
why don't you give me a history roll? Normally I'd give you advantage on this, but given the state of affairs and the lack of using a library for this, then I would say it's more likely that it's just going to be a normal history roll, because regardless of your background, the place is still on, like, the king was stabbed alert, you know? So yeah,
Yes.
you...
Oh yeah, remember that happened.
Yeah, right. And something like 10 hours ago, I think, from the current timeline, yeah. And the... Yeah, maybe 10 or 12 hours ago, I think it was. You spend a bit of time, right, and you realise that it's maybe been like an hour or something and you're still not getting anywhere, right? And it's not that you're finding out little, it's just that you're finding out that there seems to be little to find out, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're asking people, like, you're posing this to people and they're like, well, I don't know who that is, maybe you should check with, you know, X, Y, or Z, and then you go to X, Y, or Z, and then they say the same thing, like, doesn't ring a bell.
Okay.
It's a bit weird. I mean, the king and Dondrobella both knew exactly who it was, right? But like,
Yeah.
no random, like if you go through like the merchant district and stuff, like none of them seem to really know who he is. Like some of them think about it a bit, but then nah, they don't. Nothing comes to them.
Okay. Oh, you know, I'll pick Dondrabella's brain. We're walking around the forest, slowly dying. That'll do.
And then yeah, so I think we'll skip to the part where you can wait longer if you want to get Dondrobella on board with you, or you can just go and see the king first to make all the preparations and then grab Dondrobella, right? How long do you want to give her to sleep, basically?
I think she
Standard
needs about at least 7 years.
For the trip you're about to put her through? Probably. But yeah, so
10, I guess.
now, keep in mind, you haven't actually told her you aren't going north to find the white yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't we tell her because she needed a plan, and we told her the plan, right? What we were gonna do.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like you definitely said, like,
She
we have a
didn't
plan.
like the idea. Mhm. She didn't like the idea of going to the prismatic order. Said that would be a folly.
Oh, she mostly kind of dismissed them as a bunch of idiots, really, if you want to read between the lines. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I suppose then, based on that, yeah, you should probably know enough about the rough journey you are planning. Then that probably does make sense, yeah. And
Cool.
so you're going to leave her resting and then go and speak to the king, secure the teleport circle use first, and then grab her. Is that the plan?
Yeah. Let's get everything completely ready, and head to the king. Ready to just jump right in,
Okay.
I guess.
So, throne room it is then.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. What? I need Reach's books. I need to know what he found. Did any of his possessions, did those get left behind?
No.
Well, those got confiscated back.
Yeah, like remember,
Right.
any of the repossessed books were taken from you guys, and
Okay.
right at the start of the Forge adventure, and never mentioned again.
Yeah.
And nothing of Reach was
Okay.
left behind.
I can't even remember what books he had because we gave the book we gave Ermos's book to Dondrobella.
The ones we found in the library, everyone went and found like something different, and
Correction, yous all went and found something different. Crumbar couldn't read.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just got us arrested.
Crumbar had just recovered from the maybe wine incident. It was a big day for Crumbar.
Yeah.
Also, thank you very much, Quaxus. Thank you very much.
What?
Someone's lurking for me in the stream, meaning they're viewing, so I get the view count.
Hey,
Less than 3.
Yay!
give them the pitch. the party pitch. We need him.
I already kind of did on his stream. I already did.
Oh.
I did say to him that, you know, we could definitely talk about RP one day, and he could definitely join in an RP one day.
My expectations are dialed up to 11.
At least 11, yeah.
At least.
Maybe
But
two
wait,
11s.
dials only go up to 10.
I'm gonna.
Then we should buy this one. Anyway, so back in our game. Yeah, use head up to the throne room. These are, you know, met by the attendant again. Things seem a bit calmer now. I am not as many guards around as there was before, you know, with the visitor. And the attendant that you're kind of familiar with, the guy that's like, you know, kind of been looking after yous. You see him again, and he nods and he says, I can assume you'll be looking to see the king then, yes? Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of just motions inside.
That's right.
And opens the door. So yeah, he's heading to the throne room.
Yeah,
I'll move us to
follow
that.
him.
Just chuck us over to the nicer art page. Again,
Yay.
possibly from Prince of Persia.
Aren't.
Yep. And yeah, he's head up, and like people are like clearing away just the kind of what they can of the remnants of the throne, right? And the king's just standing there, so it's probably really awful for the workers that are actually trying to get the job done. Yep.
What do we see? What's the king? Is he there?
Yeah, I'd say he's like standing kind of like supervising, if you will, like pacing back and forth, like these people that have obviously, like these dwarven like craftsmen that have been like tasked to remove the remainder of the throne. Because, you know, they're going to need to put a new throne there. And there's still the remnants of the old one.
Okay.
So he's head up the steps up to the main plateau.
Oh, sorry guys. Just had a sneezing fit.
I love that you unmuted to yawn on the stream though. Like, your choices are crazy. But yeah, what's the plan? It kind of like the king just like acknowledges that you appear and then goes back to just kind of like, you know, looking at the craftsmen who are like essentially chiseling and chipping away. Well, I mean, he's, you know, he's a bit more relaxed around you guys now, right?
Yeah. Probably look at Arya like you're probably the plug when it comes to king matters. But I'll just I'll hold our luggage up and be like, my lord, we need time we get going. We're going to need your teleporter to reach the citadel.
Yeah. Puts his hand through his beard, and kind of like obviously trying to look for his chin, and he kind of turns round and says, "Lord, is it now? Interesting viewpoints you hold there." And he kind of nods and he says, "But of course the circle can send you to the Golden Order if this is where you wish to return. I am only sorry that I can't fashion you with our finest warriors as well." He kind of like nods solemnly. "Perhaps once this treaty is in place, we can make haste to the abyss to join in the fight against the demons."
Just kind of bow with the hands together, thank you gesture.
Mm-hmm.
I'll also like say, thank you, Your Highness.
He kind of nods.
Just to
Yeah,
show
like,
that some of us still have manners, but you know, what can you expect, big tin men?
oofed. And He kind of nods like
Wait, what?
politely at you as well. Yeah, he reminds you again. He says, "And remember, noble bluebird." He kind of nods. You will always be welcome here in Forge. And if indeed this group of you can achieve this mighty task, you will all find welcome here. What little I have left of it by then. Which is kind of his way of saying, here's hoping I'm still in a position to make you guys all feel super welcome here when it gets to that. Which kind of is his way of saying, let's not take...
His heart.
He's kind of also saying, hurry the fuck up and make peace so that I can then send troops so we all don't die. Right? Like, there is a bit of a haste message underneath all that. But there is mostly like, he would like to say, everybody's totally welcome here, but he's like, but how much welcome will we have here if the demons get everybody, or if the dragons come, So yeah, there's definitely layers to his statement.
Well, probably not much of a welcome, since we'd probably all be dead, but
Yeah. I think, in which case it's not his problem, is it? Mm-mm. Yeah, so what next, guys?
Make our way to the teleporter.
Yeah. So the attendant dude, he'll take you guys all to the kind of the ritual room that has the massive teleport circle kind of carved in massive dwarven runes on the ground. We're not going to just say it's a Stargate lying flat, right? But it's a Stargate lying flat.
But it's a Stargate.
Like, I feel like that's fair, right? And you get there, and there's obviously like a bunch of academics that, have been woke up from some kind of sleep. Quite a young-looking dwarf lady comes out, and she says, "Is it the Golden Citadel you said I was to send you?"
Sounds about right. I look at Crumbar like, I don't actually really know this place.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
the Golden Citadel will be fine, thank you.
Bastiel looks to Crumbar, nods. Crumbar looks to Bastiel, nods. Arya looks to Kitty. Kitty looks to Arya. Nobody looks at Dondrabella because she's in her bed.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, we need to get it.
Wait, what? That was part
Okay.
of the whole time skip thing. We
No,
were
re-
going to get
re-
her
no.
everything totally ready over 10 hours.
No, remember I said you have two options. Go get her first and then go see the king, or let her rest fully. Go speak to the king, then grab her. And you picked the latter.
Gotcha. Yeah, we'll get her first, of course.
Yeah. It's
Who
like,
wants to run off?
let's just assume
All
she...
this trouble to convince her, and then we forget about it.
So bad. We can just assume that she has been aforewarned by somebody, and she's grumbly grabbed her stuff and headed towards you guys. And you all meet in the teleport circle room, as it were, the ritual room. And then she walks in, like, fixing the straps of her backpack, and she's like, "He's trying to leave without me already? Oof. Yous wouldn't make it a day." She'll just laughs and then takes a big deep breath and like heaves the bag on her shoulder.
I'll just say oh no, just getting things ready for when you arrived. We would never leave without you.
Good. That's what I like to hear. Needed and such. Vital to the team. Success. Would hate to think you didn't need me. She just laughs a bit to herself.
Yeah. I'll say, I'll be like, can you imagine? The king was feeling bad that he couldn't provide us with an army.
She just smiles really widely there, and then just has like a big kind of like dirty belly laugh that comes out of her, and she's just like, she wipes like away like a fake tear of laughter, and she's like, "Who said you didn't have a silver tongue?" And she just shakes her head dismissively. And she walks up and like pulls things out of like her kind of big long coat pockets, and she just hands everybody these kind of like wrapped up kind of packages. They seem to be like wrapped up in kind of like parchment.
Grandma treats.
I mean, pretty much. Like everybody gets essentially some kind of trail food snack thing that just looks like some kind of
Nice.
see, almost like crispy cake, I guess it probably looks like. It's hard anyway. As you like bite into it, there's almost like kind of a salt and a sweetness to it when you're biting into it. So yeah. So she hands out some, salty sweet rock treats, and then right, that's for the road in case you get peckish or tired. And she just kind of shrugs, and then
Thank you.
and she just like walks up into the big kind of like circle carved into the ground, and she goes, "Well, come on, and you come."
Follow suit.
Just step forward.
And then the kind of like younger dwarf lady was the academic standing at the edge of the circle, and she starts to like prepare all the kind of runes on the ground with some kind of strange like vial of liquid, and she's looking up and she goes, "And do you know the proper sigil sequence for the Golden Citadel?" So I can...
Wow, this really is a Stargate.
No, if you actually read the teleport circle spell, that's how it works, buddy.
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
Oh, right.
you need to know the sigil sequence of the teleport circles you're going to.
Is that something I would know?
Why don't we roll history, Crumbar?
Uh-oh. Oh, fuck. Can I go with my shiatsu and, like, assist
Why not?
relaxation?
Yeah. So can I do this with advantage?
Why the hell not? It's a
That's true,
ridiculous
yeah.
idea, yeah. A massage to make him
Fuck
remember.
us over.
Remember,
Please,
Crumbar.
please.
Double 20. Wow.
Amazing.
Dude, you need to get better at your massages.
So, yeah, his massage was a 2. Your own memory was better without it. So, you give them a list of sequences you think it is. And
We're going to
then...
end up in like the arse end of the abyss, aren't we?
Well, I'll probably recall when Arya had to correct all of Crumbar's infernal, and I'll be like, "Does that look right to you?" She can read the sigils. I don't know. She's a magic type.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, anyone else think I should slap
They
Bastiel
not be
again?
dwarfish though.
no, so the problem is, it's the magic sequence for the Golden Order, which Arya isn't actually part of, nor is Kitlith. They're just wearing
That's just-
armor from it, so they wouldn't
So,
necessarily...
Crumbar?
So, yeah. Only Crumbar is currently a party member who is an official member of the Golden Order. But,
Great.
what I will say though is Kitlith and Arya have been through it before, so if they both want to roll history with disadvantage, they can.
Okay. Can do.
It's reasonable, yeah. Not bad, not bad, not bad.
No,
You know.
I don't know anything.
So yeah, I feel like Kitlith probably has spotted the sigil sequence, not only because she's part magic wizardy lady anyway herself, right? But she's probably seen a fair amount of teleport circles in her time, and yeah, Crumbar definitely did not give the right sequence that you probably had a gander at when you were being sent from the Citadel. So it's up to you how you want to do this, Kitlith, but you could correct the sequence, or you could just see what happens. We shall await the decision. Dun 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 dun. No use would all be going through the circle.
Wow, I like her. She's like, yeah, just sacrifice the team.
Oh, because they sacrificed you first. So yes. So Kitlith steps forward, corrects all of the sigils you've given this dwarf lady, and she looks a bit confused but doesn't say anything out of just being a bit awkward, and then steps back a bit and says, "Good luck." Rubs some sleep from her eyes, and then claps her hands together, and then there's a massive flash of gold light right there, and then so
And we end up in the arse end of the abyss.
So there is screaming and shouting, right?
Uh-oh.
It's very dark after the golden light, falls away from you all. There is a heat again. Like there was a brief moment during the golden light where all the heat of Forge vanished, and then there's just waves and waves of heat again. And when the light kind of like the darkened light of the we've just been teleported across the world fades, you start to see through the haze, and the room comes into view, and it is the ritual room in the Golden Citadel, the actual main place itself. So you're in the right place, but like half of the room has collapsed in.
Oh. Is that because of us?
I mean, in the distance, sirens, but actually screaming and shouting.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Run for it.
So
Can I-
we've arrived in the middle of something.
Can I do an investigate check to see if I can see what's caused it?
What, the collapse? I'll just take everybody
Yeah.
to the image of the Golden Citadel.
I love that photo.
It's so good.
Oh, we are here. Okay, cool.
Remember when we had camels? That was awesome.
Um,
Karen! I miss Karen. Or was it Susan? I can't remember.
Karen,
Well,
but yeah.
Remember we had conversations.
Yes, so you have transported to the correct location. And yeah, the place looks trashed. You can roll investigate if you spend some time looking at how it's collapsed, but it looks like obviously something big has hit the room you were in and it has fell in itself. I don't even think you need to roll to see that.
Right. It's not right, okay, so it's probably not been us teleporting.
Why
in
don't
then
you
that's done it.
roll perception? That's a better one to roll.
Perception?
Yeah.
Just making sure advantage is off. What? I am rolling shit tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely not your night for rolling,
Wow.
buddy. But
Ryan rigged my dice.
that must be it. Yeah. Tell you what, I'll throw some random d20s at you, right? There you go. There's one. And here's
See, Ryan rigged my dice.
there's a couple of D100s for you. And here's some more d20s.
Yeah, you've definitely. Wow, I love how you managed to roll a 1
Yeah.
with D100.
And a 98.
And the 98.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there we have it. Some random dice for no reason. So you look around, right, Crumbar? You're more busy being like, "Oh my god, did we cause this?" It's possibly why you're not really picking up anything. Arya, you can see that the rock has collapsed on someone.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, there's somebody here. Help me.
Oh no, it's a Draco. Yeah, I'll
I'll
run.
immediately rush through and kind of try to.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not the strongest, so
I'll
I
run
kinda,
over and help her.
point and be
Yeah, like if
help me.
you want to give her a hand, yeah, somebody can roll athletics and use it with advantage because somebody's getting help, yeah. So go for it. Move some rocks
I'll
off.
need to do it. Well,
I love that Kitty's involved as well now. Yep, perfect. Kitty's rolling.
yeah,
We've
works
got-
for me.
Yep, so folks bolt over, start clearing off all the rocks, and yeah, it's the old guy that worked at the teleporter room that sent you all the way up to
Oh no.
Glitterhagen.
I'm guessing he's not alive, is he?
Very much unknown unless you want to do a wee medicine check. He doesn't look alive
Of
though.
course.
Yeah, he's definitely dead.
Okay. Aww.
Hmm.
Hello. You hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
we
here.
can hear you.
Yeah, we got you.
Cool. DC the
Okay,
yeah,
welcome back.
medicine stuff, cleric stuff.
So what happened was you lifted some heavy rocks off a body that was like seemed to be under the rocks. They learned it's the guy that works the ritual room on this side, and he seems to be very, very, very dead.
Very dead.
Yeah,
Okay.
possibly because of rocks that fell on him.
Imagine that.
I
That
know.
was the diabetes.
That was actually the real reason, but yeah, the rocks didn't help either, you know. Had he survived the diabetes, the rocks would have got him in the end.
Well, shit, we better get out there and go look for survivors of whatever's destroyed this place.
Mm.
Off we
Agreed.
go.
But be careful, there might still be dangers about.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How's Dr. Bella reacting to like seeing an actual corpse? Because I don't know if she's used to that kind of thing.
She's busy looking for a way out,
Okay. Dead's dead.
and she's like,
Alright.
"Is MD seeing a door here, or is this how you paladins normally operate?" She's like questioning the room with her eyes, and yeah, like you can tell just from the people that have been here before can tell like it's behind the pile of rocks. So yeah, you'll need to dig your way out.
Take the pickaxe I made in the Undermarch.
Hell yeah!
Start hacking away.
Again, as a group, do you just want to give me another athletics check, and we'll just see how long it takes. But you can have advantage on it, obviously, since there is a team of you.
Oh, okay.
What, all of us put advantage on it?
No, don't be daft.
One.
One roll
No,
with
one.
advantage. Somebody can take the lead. Probably your best person with strength is who you want for this.
Yeah,
Well,
Crumbar's
I've got a
Gorilla.
+3 on strength, so yeah.
Yeah.
Athletics, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Rage.
Oh my god, I'm rolling crap tonight.
It just means that it takes you a long time to start like pulling away the rocks, right? That's all that means. It just means that it's not as efficient as it possibly could have been. And I did think you were very brave when you were the one wanting to roll, by the way, given your dice luck tonight. Very brave. It's like no
I
an
was-
Arya
I
or
was hoping-
Kitty who don't roll under like 16s ever. Like, no, okay. But yeah, you eventually dig your way out, and they're still like in the distance screaming, happening, and like once you start to like kind of dig your way out, like the door actually opens on the other side, and it's like old man Jet like shakily opening the door,
Oh!
as if he's been trying to get in the whole time, and he says, "This room's not supposed to be locked. Why have you done this?" And he just looks at everybody.
But
Does Thunderbella speak old people?
No, like she's letting you guys take the lead because this isn't her place, right?
Oh, okay. Alright. Well, I assume the others were.
yeah, I'd probably be the one that steps up and be like, we have just arrived here from Forge. What's caused all this damage?
Damage? You've caused damage to the forge?
I would
Just-
just like gesture behind me to like the half missing room. I'd be
He-
like, this damage, what
he-
caused it?
His eyes are barely focused on you, and he says, Does the master blacksmith know you've caused damage to his forge?"
Jet, are you feeling okay?
"Thank you."
Medicine check on this guy. Well, I'll check his health for signs of,
Dementia?
yeah, dementia, biological stuff, not magical stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry. Broke the cardinal rule. Told you what check I wanted to make.
And yeah, like he just looks old. That's as best you can tell.
I would just ask him then, Jet, where is everyone else?
Everyone else. And then he kind of looks off to the side and he thinks, and he's like, They
Is Zedreka
left.
still here?
Everybody else left. You still hear screaming in the background, so clearly that's not true.
But okay, well, this is kind of worrying a bit.
Like, he kind of like walks past a bit, like just so you can see a bit more of the room, and he looks around and he's like, I remember when they built this room. He goes and like goes to pick up one of the smaller pieces of stone that he's kind of himself struggling to lift, and he's like, did you know they had the stone brought in? It's not local.
Where's it from?
It's from over by what was the name of that place? And he just starts like thinking to himself, like turning the stone over in his hands, kind of very, very preciously. Like, this is kind of what Jet does. Do you know this, Crumbar? Like, you've been through the hazing before, where people say, "Oh, go ask old man Jet."
I'm seriously thinking of just being like, okay, let's just silently leave and go after the screaming.
I was going to say mercy kill.
No, you can't kill Jet. You...
Sorry, the crowd is getting...
Yeah, evidently. It's not like they got done one ring. I never gave it a personality. You have done this.
It's my own ego. Yeah. Yeah, I really want to get out there and find survivors.
Yeah, I mean, I'm up for leaving.
Alright.
Arya, Kitty, you just want to do the best. We'll go after the screeny people.
Yeah, we can try to help.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, cool. Yeah, we're just kind of leave while he's...
Everybody roll Arcana.
Arcana?
Just normal Arcana check, please, everybody. Yeah.
Jesus, man, come on.
I love how you have been consistently like the lowest, though, just like even tied lowest. Yeah. So yeah, no, I'll give her a roll as well. Right, let's
Yay.
Bam. Oofed. Even without me adding her mods into that, it's not great either. Wow, that's pretty bad. So he's all kind of like gets slightly distracted by old man Jet as he starts muttering about stonework, because that's kind of his gift in life, is to talk about stonework that's possibly not even true. As he just
like
wanders.
Got the ultimate taunt ability.
Yeah. Just for Bastiel's like meta knowledge. He's just been part of the Citadel forever, and all the new recruits get hazed because they're usually told at some point to go ask Old Man Jet for something, and they end up on a fucking day-long tour of the Citadel, being told about the stonework, and the story changes every single time. So it's just an old guy that's allowed to live at the Citadel, basically, that talks about stonework, and probably knows nothing about it. But yeah. That pretty much got, I think Eric ended up having to talk to him for ages.
Yeah, it was Eric.
Because he got lost in the Citadel, and he ended up just randomly talking to Jet as he led him back to the canteen. But yeah, so as you go to all just look at each other while Jet's looking at this piece of stone, and you all just leave the room, the entire place shakes, and there's like a massive mighty roar in the distance. It seems like it's almost as if that is what shook the place. Yeah. And then Kitlith and Dondrabella both look at each other, and then both turn to the group and say, "Dragons," at the same time. Because it's a dragon roar. Do you need to turn me up? Is that another problem?
You've gone to the robot, right? I can't hear anything.
I don't know why you feel the need to leave. Like, you don't need to leave when that happens if it's my connection.
Everybody has a robot.
Right, okay. Maybe it's just a Discord problem then.
Refresh.
So, yeah.
Did I hear the word dragon?
I mean, like, am I still coming through okay, or? Oh dear gods. Okay, cool. The joys.
Everyone's still screwed with me. Well, we all left, so it refreshes.
Nah,
the
it won't.
channel that we get.
Because then what will happen is I
Separate
probably won't be able to come back in. That's what's likely to happen. Let's face it.
I'm just gonna close down Twitch. See if that'll happen. Have any effect?
I don't think it's
Yeah.
that because I'm using 4G anyway. There's nothing sapping my bandwidth, and it
Oh,
still
right.
runs.
Yeah. Well, that's completely fixed my voice connection. Like,
Yeah, but
yeah.
I'm
has
good
it?
now.
Okay.
I was gonna say, has it fixed me though? Can you still hear me?
Yeah. No, I can. Yeah. I can hear
Okay,
you fine
good.
now.
I'm just gonna accept that it was never me in the first place then. Okay, good. So, rewinding and replaying as you all leave Jet to his rock conversation, and then you hear a mighty roar that shakes the very citadel from its foundations. Both Kitlith and Dondrabella turn to each other, and at the same time turn back to the group and say, "Dragons." And that's where we end the session.
Oh man, I want to fight a dragon.
Damn.
So,
Sick.
speaking of titles to this particular session, what would you like to name the session?
Out of reach.
No. Oh god.
Unreachable.
Imagine Dragons, I
that.
love it.
Out of the some sort of pun pan into the fire.
Out of the dwarven pan into the fire, yeah.
Hey, out of the forge into the fire.
Yeah,
Yes, I like that.
it's good, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, type that up, we'll get that sorted. Dump it into some form of chat somewhere. Out of the forge and into the fire. I like it. Right, so, goals then. Talk me through them.
Well,
Mm.
I'm looking to get dwarfs to help the citadel. Is that going to be possible?
I mean,
I reckon.
if you get the pact thing renewed, yes.
Well, I'm just wondering if it would be worth parking that now until we deal with whatever is going on.
Once
in here.
you've created the treaty, I think then you can reslot that, right? So I think
Yes, put that to the side now.
yeah, I think so.
Cool, I'll just do that.
Anybody else got anything else they want to discuss goal-wise? Because we've got an empty slot now as well for you guys.
Yeah, I think it's obviously going to be something about saving the citadel, or
Evacuate.
evacuate the citadel, or citadel not go boom boom bye bye dead.
I mean,
Get to the bottom of the problem.
yeah, right.
Or find out what's attacked the citadel.
I mean, based on the fact that two of your party shouted dragons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Find out what dragons are attacking. No, because that's pretty easy.
Is it given that like saving the citadel isn't an option? It's rubble.
I mean, what does it mean by saving the
Right.
citadel? Right?
Recovering it.
Because
Like,
surely,
whatever.
like recovering it, like seeing its entire restoration. Like, see, I mean, like specifics are definitely your friend here. Like, keep the citadel in a functioning order is something. Do you see what I mean?
Fending off siege.
It could easily be defend the citadel in the impending attack, I guess, right? That could be something.
Yeah, but is that, can we even fight a dragon?
Probably not, right?
Ah.
I love that.
I mean,
So good.
like, I think we could fight a dragon.
You definitely could fight one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean say you win.
Well, I feel like this is going to take a wish, to be honest. I'm just going to say it.
Wow. I love how this is your new thing. As he wears the crown, this will take a wish, buddy.
Yeah. I can only be the guy. I can be the only guy with a cool thing.
So what are you going to do about this Mistress of the Flame then? Is she going to be offed as well? This noble dwarf lady? Yeah.
In due time.
Offed.
Well, for a goal then. What we honestly, like, I feel like this is such a Crumbar. Like, this is a real big moment to see his citadel just destroyed. So I'm happy to just like let you choose how you want to go about this situation.
Yeah.
It's tough, isn't
I'm
it?
trying to think. Yeah, it is tough. I do like the one that you were saying, like keep the citadel in a working order.
You restore it.
It could always be something simpler,
So we
like
got-
like try and, I don't know, get to Zadreka, get information or something like that, right? Like, I don't know.
Hey Ryan, you've got a robot for me again.
Did anybody else hear me?
What?
Yeah, you're still Rob. Oh, there we go. You're back.
I said, did anybody else hear me? I said, you could do it more like get to Zadreka and find out what's going on, or, you know, like lend assistance in defense of the citadel. Like, yeah, like there's a bunch of stuff. Or you could think about it for a week and then have the same conversation at the start of next session.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Mate, yeah, let's do that, because then I can actually have
Which
a
means
proper thing.
I don't intend to spend long on goals at the start of next session. FYI.
Nah, not at all, man. No.
Understood.
Cool. Then in that case, let's just move straight to wrap-up chat. Then, do you want to just start us off? Let's go with Kitty first, if you're able to join us in verbal communication.
Are you hearing music when I speak?
If you
'Cause
speak
it's,
enough, like it's
oh,
fine. Only if you stop
there
speaking.
is.
Do everything without taking a breath. Nope, she's gone forever.
It was really good. Then we teleported, and now there's dragons and things. Yeah.
Excellent. Next. We'll do Arya last. Crumbar.
Yeah,
We got it, Kitty, don't
you've
worry.
definitely left it an interesting minute. I wasn't expecting this to come back and the room was just going to be destroyed. Because now I'm like thinking, oh shit, can we even use the teleporters to get to
High
that
walk.
place? Yeah, that one. So I'm like, okay, so we're going to have an interesting journey ahead of us. We go fight a dragon. Why are the dragons attacking here? Yeah. Bastiel's went power crazy. I'm loving that.
Yep, power crazy Bastiel. Yep, it's a thing. Yeah. It's glorious.
Yeah. Looking forward to next week, bro.
Good. I'm very pleased. Bastiel.
Yeah, that was a really good time. I'm glad we're making big leaps. We're already out of the forge. Seems like we just got there.
We did
fun.
spend a bunch of
Big
sessions there,
swings.
to be fair. Yeah, we actually were in the forge for quite a bit, I think. Like what,
It's a
47.
testament that it didn't feel like it.
Thank you. 47, 8, 9, 50, 51, 2 and 3. Yeah. Reasonable.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right. So,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
yeah. Anything else you'd like to add?
No. Yeah, that's about it.
Excellent. And then,
I will actually.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this actually. I do like this kind of angle of like power creep in my own mind, and I think I'm going to lean into that.
what, lean into the crown?
Ego thing. Crap. Yeah.
I love it. It's good. Arya, last but not least. Noble Bluebird.
Yeah, that was a curveball I didn't expect. Because I don't think Arya ever imagined herself as in any way noble, you know. She doesn't really feel all in her element of all these fancy royalty noble people. No, she's one of them. She's one. And also that was quite awkward for her because people were like, "Oh, there's new people that we don't know, and the people that we do know are suddenly all touchy, feely, huggy." How do I this? So yeah, that was and obviously no sorting out how we're gonna eventually make it to
Yeah, no, it was good. It was definitely good, and yeah.
Especially because we almost lost the funky lady from Bella. But that we forgot about her because we're at the end.
Yeah, I think
no, that was
in the end you didn't forget about Dondrabella, which was good. Yes, I agree with that. Getting used to people that had very much changed their attitudes towards you, but that's the thing. Like a lot changed in a small period of time, right?
Yeah. So
I think that's fair.
Yeah, and it's also funny to scare the the simple people a little bit. Like, oh, magic. Oh yes, natural.
Also, you're jumping way up to 6th level magic as well is a bit of a a thing. You know?
yeah, absolutely. No, I know, but I have to say, part of me kind of wished I would have stayed a bit longer to have the chance to do it again. And see if the voice says anything else.
I mean, you can always go back,
but
right?
I was also oh yeah, absolutely. But I was also kind of freaked out that maybe next time, if it does take hold of me, I then end up being, weird and alien bird-like, like somebody else that was a bit too crazy advanced, and she wasn't really sure what she was doing.
Yeah, getting in over your head.
Names and just sorry.
Yeah, cough, just Arya. Yes.
Yeah. So that was the thing but that was fun. And I really expected the voice to say something else, so I'm kind of gutted about that.
Maybe you just have to reach out and touch Faith a bit more, Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
Just start doing more rituals randomly involving powers that are like, way, way, way beyond, certain people. But that's totally fine. Don't worry about it. I'd say go with it. Yeah, again, thanks everybody for playing. I know it was a bit strange, at least in the back of our minds, that we were doing this via Twitch for the first time ever. I thank you all for being willing to do that with me. I also thank you to everybody that watched, or everybody that decides to watch after the fact. No plugs or anything, just I love roleplay, and it's been nice to have a bunch of people that like to go on the journey with me. I say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I'm going to say goodbye in chat as well. Bye. Right, I'm going to end the stream now. Bye.
Alright, guys.